Hello everybody, it's your old friends at Monday Madness and welcome back to the top 100 list. Woo! We're into the business end, lads. 40 to 31, the home stretch.
Yeah.
How are we all feeling about it?
Excited. Yeah,
Good, excellent.
I've not got too many things that will make me okay.
That's good. I think at this stage we're both bracing ourselves for a potential Neil Fury because it's a tight and closed space. There's not many exits. You know,
you know what? You tip over one fucking table. Don't let you forget it. You never fucking table.
Not only did you not tip over a table, we have video proof of you tipping over a table.
It was the same table 5 times.
Yeah, exactly. That took 5 takes to do, by the way.
Different angles.
Yeah.
Get it again. Get it again.
So.
We still haven't replaced my TV.
Anyway, Adam, do you want to start us off at number 40?
Okay. Yeah. I could do that. No build up.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, so my number 40 is actually a bit weird for me and for our lists. It's an iOS game.
Ooh.
It's also available on Android. It is Dark Meadow: The Pact.
Right. You'll have to explain this one.
This is not a game with, I'm sure you'll realise, much gameplay being on a tablet.
Yes.
It's...
That is your opening line. This is not a game with much gameplay.
This is not a game.
What it does have is a phenomenal atmosphere. So I'll just give a brief synopsis of the opening of the story. You awaken in the middle of a nursery in what appears to be a derelict hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Like the ceiling has boards falling out, everything's like crumbling.
Yeah.
There's light filtering through a window that's been boarded up. And a creepy old man in a wheelchair rolls up to you and, with some genuinely good voice acting, warns you not to go into the hallway.
That's peculiar for an iOS game to have actually voice acting.
For actual production.
I'd say it has a story, which is why it's made my list.
Yeah.
The main gameplay in the game is searching for gold. So there's bags of gold around, give you 500 gold. You can open drawers to get 100 each.
Yeah.
You find jewels. I think it's you collect 7, you get a level up, a skill up, as it were.
Yeah.
And as you walk out into the corridor, you're given a couple of free moves to learn hip movement, and then a monster appears behind you. From that, you pull out your crossbow, and using the touchpad, by pulling back on the bow, you aim and fire, trying to hit it in the face. There's some monster variety in that they can have shots that they can have projectiles that you need to dodge with proper timing, left or right, or not dodge at all, as is the case. And as they edge closer to you, as soon as they reach you, you pull out your sword.
And it's done all first person, I presume.
Yeah, it's all first person. From there, you need to slash the creature, block, or dodge. So if you dodge, you open up a timing window where you can actually get off a load of hits, slashes. And you're actually able to get more damage through combo chains. The most difficult of which is you find them on blackboards. I think it's a 6-hit combo, which involves slashes diagonally in different directions and the same direction multiple times. And you try to get that done as fast as possible. So the main crux of the game is you find gold to buy stronger swords that have maybe health regen effects.
Yeah.
And stronger crossbows that might poison the enemies, per se. And as you go through the first floor, you clear it all out. You unlock shortcuts by opening the doors from the other side.
Yeah.
Resident Evil style. And then you'll encounter the Ghost, who's just this recurring boss character. And
just gets stronger each time, presumably.
Yeah, no. She is. She doesn't seem like she is actually a bad guy, which makes the whole thing like, shit, am I working for the wrong side here? That's sort of
I see what you mean.
Ending.
Yeah.
So you go through, and I won't spoil any more of the story. I'm just going to say it is a phenomenal game. The tension, the atmosphere, and genuinely creepy gameplay because you're searching for gold in the corridors where monsters can spawn anywhere.
I was going to say, it sounds surprisingly good for an iOS game.
As you get kill chains, so if you keep beating them, you get more. You get actually cash, cash shop cash. Yeah. So like stuff you trade money for if you get to a streak of 10. But doing that, your strength attracts more powerful monsters.
Naturally, yeah.
So
you kind of have to
stronger and stronger and building to the point where you're like, maybe I should die.
I was going to say, you have to kind of start pacing yourself then a little bit then.
No, not even that. It's,
really?
The way that I find to do this is to learn how to dodge.
Right.
You can't get hit if you're good at dodging.
Okay.
It might take you 3 hours to kill an enemy, but you'll get all of the experience from that enemy and all of the all of the cash shop gold to buy a stronger sword.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, it's definitely worth playing. 3 different endings. By saying that, I've now told you how to finish the game because there are only 2 that are obvious.
Fair enough. Okay, so after that very dark opening to our video, I'm going to illuminate this.
I'm glad nobody decided to chip in or.
Well, we don't know what it is, so there's not much for us to chip in with.
Not a big iOS gamer.
No, me neither.
Neither am I, because this is the only one I would enjoy.
Yeah. So,
Jonathan,
as I was saying, about to illuminate this dark opening to this video with a ray of sunshine, and that being Rayman Origins.
That was not a good segment.
No, it was not. It sounded better in my head. Anyway, so yeah, this is just if in case anyone doesn't know, because Rayman's had a very weird life on video games. He's had 3 cracking games. Then the Rabbids happened and kind of destroyed, pretty much indirectly murdered Rayman as a franchise. But then
not a good crossover.
It was a terrible crossover. Actually, I think that was the introduction. That was the introduction to the Rabbids stuff generally. Like that was their actually entry point into the whole.
Yeah, I was about to say, were they not on anything before that?
No. This is their thing, and then Ubisoft adopted them as the mascots in Spider Rayman. But that's a terrible game. Let's not talk about that. Rayman Origins is the reboot of Rayman, as this kind of like very fast-paced, frantic platformer. But platforming doesn't actually matter. It's kind of like Broforce in a way, where you're just trying to survive. Just get through the level as fast as you can with your mates. And it's a great kind of game to play with your friends with a few beers, because you obviously have Rayman, you have Glowbox, all these hits from old kind of like games, and they're done in this wonderful like art style because they're all hand drawn, and all the areas are hand drawn too.
So this is the student team, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, this is UB Art. Yeah, and they've done a fantastic job with this, and done other games like
Light.
Yeah. Exactly, Child of Light, which you had already, and it's just great. It's just a lot of fun. Like I can't really say any more than it. It's a co-op.
We've actually played this co-op ourselves.
We have. It's been
you got a bit salty when I took all of your collectibles.
It's also that I was just like I had played it beforehand and kind of like got it dialed in, and you just kind of walked in and got it normally. Like, fuck you!
Yeah, you had to practice. I was just naturally brilliant.
Yes. Well, sorry, I was too used to playing the original Rayman, which is so much
jumping around. I was like, hey, have you got this secret yet? How'd you find that?
I was about to explain to you what the secret was, and you found it. But it's great fun because because it's the same thing. Like you can actually just like smack each other off platforms. You can just you can throw each other off.
And that's actually how you heal each other, is by punching each other.
Yeah, just like boom, and just so crazy in a way. But it's fun. It's a really fun platformer, and I can't say any more than that. Really,
yes, you can. Please do.
Well, no, I've actually run out of points. Let's just play it. It's fun. Get a few of your friends, play co-op. I think you can get 4 players on a screen before it gets mad. So, and the follow-on to that game was actually quite good as well, Rayman Legends. But Origins was a much better experience.
Legends was a really good game, actually.
Yeah, Legends was good, but I liked Origins better.
I think they revived Rayman from its 3D dark days.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
Cool.
The rabbits can fuck off, generally speaking.
My number 40 is maybe hot takey because of how low down on the list it is. Particularly for me, given I am such a fanboy of this series, it is The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess on the Wii.
Okay. Is that the one with Wolf Link?
Yeah, art.
Okay.
So, why is it at number 40, Neil?
It's fucking brilliant, pretty much. I'm like, Nintendo sold about 4 billion Wii consoles purely off the back of it.
Yeah.
And it's a formula that they've tried to replicate with every fucking Nintendo console since. And the thing is that, like, it's sort of like, one trick pony, but it's one hell of a fucking trick because it keeps on goddamn working. Why? Because the Zelda games are just fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I don't have a Switch, so I've only intermittently played
the new one, yeah.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
But it's fucking incredible. And throughout the game, it's sort of one of those games where you play, it's like the Marios. If you've played Odyssey, which is just incredible. Again on the Switch. But it's one of those games where you're going through it and you're like, how are they going to top this? They're not going to be able to do this. They're not going to be able to do it better. No, they're not. This is it. They've plateaued. They're going to have to They're going to have to kill it off after this.
Yeah.
And then you play the next installment. You're like, oh, that's how they do
They
it.
found another way around it,
They're fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But the pinnacle, I think Zelda was maybe on a bit of a wane prior to Twilight Princess.
That's with the Hero of Trains, Spirit Tracks, right?
Yeah, Spirit Tracks was. That was actually I quite like Spirit Tracks. I quite like that.
It's not the best rated, as I'm aware.
Yeah, no, I don't know much about it.
They'd released a lot on handhelds and on previous consoles, and people really wanted a new kind of beefy, full-length, proper Zelda adventure.
Yeah, like a console variant.
Yeah,
Zelda, if you like.
They went in with Twilight Princess, and the fact that it's kind of like Resident Evil 4, and that it's been re-released on virtually every fucking console known to man, because everybody wants to play this, and there's a reason why it's fucking brilliant. The wolf sections are absolutely excellent. The storyline's actually quite coherent, even for a Zelda game.
Even for a Zelda.
Yeah, even for a Zelda game. They were never big on, shall we say, continuity or story cohesion towards a lot of things.
Because they're all quite self-enclosed. Like,
Quite self-enclosed, and also a lot of the times they were quite prone to sort of...
They do have that fan timeline that's been accepted, just making Jonathan Fisher out to splash on
Yes,
screen.
absolutely.
Yes, thank you very much again.
But no, it's fantastic. It's pure, great gameplay, well built, not glitchy, buggy, whatsoever ever. It's just a purely solid game. It's just incredible. It's really, really good. It's a game that, like, you fire it up and you're like, well, yeah, I got an hour to spare, I'll go into this, and then you wake up and you're, you know, it's 3
You're in your
o'clock.
underwear, you're not sure where you've been.
3 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, one more hour. It won't matter now. Everybody hates me.
More than an hour I've been fired.
Neil, you need to come into work.
Fuck you!
I am the Twilight Princess.
Zelda needs me.
I'll bring on my way, and I'm not putting any pants on.
Deal.
But yeah, it's just fantastic, and yeah, man, it's a game that you haven't played it by now, you've really missed out. You need to play it, but there's so many opportunities to play it because it's been re-released in fucking everything.
It's on the Switch now, I believe.
Yes, it's on everything.
Yeah.
It's on literally everything. If you could get it on a phone, I wouldn't be entirely surprised.
I think I got it on Atari Lynx.
I don't think it's on any Sony or Microsoft consoles, just to be sure that we get that across.
It's probably not on Atari stuff either, if I had to guess. Just saying.
Pretty sure Nintendo weren't fond of that.
It's one of their things, you know. They do their own consoles.
I don't even think there's Let's Plays on YouTube of it. Just
no,
to be honest.
No, that's more Sega stuff. They like to do that. Yeah.
Any case,
yes,
Twilight Princess, play it. It's fucking brilliant. It's one chapter in a many chaptered, absolute fucking blinder of a saga.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's how you do a series.
I'm good.
Okay, cool. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, Adam, it's your turn now. Number 39.
Oh shit! I forgot we had to do more than one.
39 follows 40.
I'm gonna wing it. I haven't brought any more.
Okay.
So my number 39 is a PlayStation 1 classic. I won't say that actually. It's another Disney game. So as Neil can get excited.
All right.
It's Toy Story 2.
Oh my fucking god.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Right.
It is a phenomenally designed platformer. And it's just
Is this the one that's like really close up?
Yeah, you're Buzz Lightyear.
I know the one. Yeah.
It's an isometric kind of, you walk, or not isometric, fucking full 3D.
Yes.
And you're running around, jumping, getting collectibles, playing through levels from the movie.
I think I had this on the PC actually.
Oh.
Yeah. I think so.
Well, it's a wonderful game. The platforming is competent, not brilliant, but competent. Buzz's double jump with his wings expanding.
Yeah.
I think that's a really fun touch. I mean, how did the wings expanding help the hunk of plastic game?
Anyway? Woody had the lasso as well.
His laser works to destroy Zurg's minions, which are everywhere. The fucking construction site level alone is worth playing.
Yeah.
And I fucking loved this game to death. It's another one of those Disney games where I did all the collectathon.
Yeah.
I did everything. And I'm going to now sit here in silence while Neil judges me and berates me.
No. I'm like, Disney are capable of making good games. They just don't do it often.
They didn't in this case.
No, I've not played it, so I cannot judge. The only Toy Story game I got was on the Mega Drive when they had it was like the first series of the 32-bit or
32X.
32-bit cartridges.
Yeah, 32.
So
it was
like
called the 32X.
Yeah, they were quite nice.
Mushroom Head.
Quite nice cartridges on that, and that was a really good platformer. I quite remember enjoying that. But that was the first one, not Toy Story 2.
Yeah. Let me say the springing platforms being like changed depending on what level you're on. I think that's a really nice touch. Jumping on suitcases at the airport and then they all flick open and you go whoa into an air vent, and it's just so much fucking fun.
The actual scenery, the level design was very, very well done.
It's great.
Yeah,
it's
so
like
varied.
You are small and running around these huge environments
That's
that are
right,
just like a kitchen.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Micro Machines has such very different level design because it's so
like
creative.
It's because it's so small. It's brilliant. And like the flood drains where if you step on one, you're like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
And you go all the way down to the bottom of the crevice and you're like, climbing out of this shit again.
Well, it makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
It's wonderful.
So, my number 39 is a Metal Gear game, but it is probably the most un-Metal Gear game you're going to find because it is Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Rules of
Nature! What a fucking game. Absolutely insane, brilliant and so completely different to the Metal Gear Solids.
It's fantastic. It's wonderful. I hate it.
What's this? No, what's the opposite?
By the way, he's not actually entirely joking there. It is fantastic and wonderful, and he does actually hate it.
I don't hate it. I enjoyed it when I played it.
Yeah.
I've played it through fucking multiple times. As an action gamer,
yeah,
the lack of a dodge until I realised that the forward parry
yes, that's the dodge. Yeah,
got me so fucking hard. I'm not going to spoil it, but in the final battle with the final boss, when I was like, shit, I can't actually beat him unless I do this, and now we beat him easily. Yeah, I probably should have learned that skill ages ago.
Yeah, is
it you managed to get to the final boss not knowing any of that?
Yeah, I kind of had the same problem actually, because I had somehow was able to engineer it without learning how to parry until you get to the final boss where you actually do need to learn how to parry.
Because it's almost impossible to parry him.
Yeah.
There is a sidestep forward parry where you dodge around him and slash down. And that has iframes. It's the only move, as far as I'm aware, that has iframes.
Yeah.
So it acts as a dodge. I mean, it's not many iframes. It's less than a standard dodge.
Oh yeah.
But it's a dodge if you're using it.
Well, see, that's in a way that's kind of why I love the game so much, because it's so different to Solid games.
Great bosses.
Yeah.
Great fucking
the soundtrack is something else. Like, it's so powerful.
How do you set up Raiden as a badass? Mission 1 proceeds to suplex Metal Gear
into a building.
It's like, okay, yeah, we're not doing realism in this one. Whatever realism Kojima had is out the window. Platinum Games, you're winning again.
Yes! Swing it wide open! Хорошо! Very good!
Literally all the cutscenes just are they're so dimly written as well. There's like just here, cut this thing and that's it.
Yeah,
there's no other plot devices going on. There's nothing else happening in the background.
The kid that you cut in half to save his life.
Oh, the orphan, yeah.
I think I'm joking.
Yeah, because
no, you're not. That's the point.
Yeah, he had his arm stuck in the drain or something. He just goes, okay.
No, he was being held by the guy, and it's like, do it, Raiden, just kill me, save the kids. And he's like, I like your spirit, and he cuts through. The kid to kill the guy behind him.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that.
And then they give him a cyborg body and tries to fuck Sonny.
Yeah. As you would do in that situation.
As you would. I mean, she was a very attractive 12-year-old, Jonathan.
Goddamn sexy children.
Oh dear.
Oh, and the otaku fucking guard.
Yeah, he was reading manga.
No, he wasn't reading manga. He was reading booby magazines.
Oh, was he? Okay. Oh no, it was such a it had unintentional well, I would say unintentional comedy.
It had intentional comedy that worked unintentionally.
Yeah.
Right.
It was like, I think it was like when you're starting off the level in Mexico, for example, and you're trying to tail this guy into the sewers. Like, Raiden's literally wearing a poncho and sombrero. He's in a full cyborg suit. He's not staying disguised.
He's trying to go undercover. He's like, don't worry, I got a disguise. Nobody will know anything's wrong. Robot legs with fucking claws coming out of the feet.
Talons, yeah.
As he's walking around with a poncho and the hat.
Yeah.
Adios, amigos.
It kind of seems to be. I remember actually.
It's so cringy in places as well.
It's tongue in cheek though. It is such a fun thing.
I think one of the things that reminds me of, just when you're talking about it, I actually introduced a lot of people I know to the Machete series.
Machete, don't text.
Machete, yeah. And they were just sitting there going, this isn't serious, right? Because he kept on sitting there going, this is serious, right? I was like, no, don't take it seriously. And they're like, but look at the cast. You can't get all these people not to do a serious movie. I was like, no, look at him. He's just fucking elbow dropped somebody in the middle of a fucking gunfight.
Was it Lindsay Lohan's his daughter in that?
Yeah. I think, is it Jessica Alba?
Is it Jessica Alba?
Is she his daughter in it? Fuck, I'll have to go back and rewatch it.
We'll see that in the edits.
Absolutely. But and the bits at the end, it's like, oh man, it's just so crazy. And that's what Revengeance sounds like to me.
It kind of
like Machete if it was done by
in a way, it's a massive piss take on Metal Gear generally, but it does it so well that you can just get into it.
With all the politics crammed in at the end.
Yeah, but that's it. It's just
we're gonna make America great again. Splicing the team. Do it.
I will.
I don't care about spoiling anymore. Just do it.
Yeah.
America's diseased, rotten to the core. There's no saving it. We need to pull it out by the roots. Wipe the slate clean. Burn it down! And from the ashes, a new America will be born! Evolved, but unchained! The weak will be purged, and the strongest will thrive, free to live as they see fit. They'll make America great again!
What the hell are you talking about?
No, it's great.
Do it! Fucking do it!
Well, we're checking out.
Proceeds to suplex Metal Gear. It's just,
I can get behind a president who could suplex the Metal Gear, in fairness.
It's in the first mission.
Yeah. That's your introduction to the
great.
game.
It's great.
That's a demo.
And the Jetstream Sam and Blade Wolf DLC.
DLC, yes, I forgot about that.
Are we going to include them in the story?
Yeah, no, I think we should, because they're worth talking about. Like, the Sam one I think is quite good, but the Wolf one is very interesting as well, because it has its own mini-boss too. Kamzen was the fourth, like, boss of that kind of, like, Foxhound-like group, but it wasn't actually mentioned in it because he was killed off beforehand. So it was like, it just kind of set up the timeline a little bit more. Again, they put a lot of effort into what is essentially a piss take, and I really appreciate that.
Well, it was a salvaged take, as far as I'm aware.
Yes, because...
The original one being Rising.
Yes, right,
Cut what you want.
That got cut, and then...
Because it was a bit overpowered to be able to cut through all the walls in the game.
Yeah,
They were like,
slightly.
okay, now we're going to have things that you can cut, and one thing you can't cut on the starting beach. Try to cut the cat.
Yes,
Yeah,
the cat!
the
The
ninja
ninja cat! It's just a cat that keeps doing backwards. Meow. Meow. Meow.
Tried to cut a cat, you fucking monster.
But the cat was deliberately left there, just to mock you.
And as it should do.
As it should do,
As
yeah.
it should do.
Because we don't condone
Monster.
animal violence here. So, Neil, 39 if you don't mind.
My 39 is condones massive amounts of violence to humans, but in a very, very fun and ironic way. So quite similar, but not at all. It's Team Hospital.
Yes! Fantastic.
Yes.
What a shout.
You are reminded not to die in the corridor.
I wanted not to
Please.
die in the corridor.
Please have your credit cards ready.
I just love the terrible way we played that.
Yeah.
All of the chocolate vending machines next to all the radios
Yeah,
in one
yeah,
corridor. That's an offshoot to the hospital.
Our only
The hospital's technically warm enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have no other solution. We must auto-autopsy the patient.
Absolutely.
Every patient needs to be
We've already
autopsy.
got. This has been mentioned before, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've already said an awful lot about this, so I won't linger too long on it. But yeah, no, seriously, Bullfrog I think really hit the heights with this, and
Yes.
I think it would
Great comedy, all of the perverts and stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Tickles Trout.
You need the trout ticklers.
One of my favourite things about
Just
Team
fucking
Hospital...
need them.
What tickles Trout? Is that a euphemism I'm not aware of?
No, it's a thing. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing, yeah.
It's actually
Anyone who's into fishing, chime down
It's
in
how
the
you
comments.
catch fish with your hands. You slightly tickle
Oh.
them, and then you bap them out. Yeah.
Okay, so he's not just a pervert.
One of my favourite...
No, he could
No.
quite possibly be. If he's put that into his CV. Like, if that's down on his file, if he's like, no, I insist you put down that I put tickle trout into my personnel file, we really don't have to, Mr. Paddington!
I mean,
You do need to put some hobbies on your CV, Neil.
well, in fairness, some doctors only his character detail was smelled fondly of cabbage.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
And there's the janitor that you hired as your oncologist.
yeah,
but no,
he
it's
snuck in there. That's not how that
a
works.
brilliant, perfectly structured game. I've yet to actually buy 2 points.
It's okay. It's all right. It doesn't have the same kind of like vibes as Team Hospital, but it's good.
Yet to buy it.
Yeah,
And
it's exactly the same game.
yeah.
So will we be playing that in future?
We could do. We could do.
Might do. I'm gonna buy it and hopefully dive into it. But I know the game is taking up most of my time. But yeah, my 39 is Team Hospital.
Very good.
Adam, which 38?
So my 38 here might actually be the one that makes Neil go off.
Oh, you get the chocolate in for this. Go for it.
It's an Xbox 360 one. It was one of the launch titles.
Ooh.
The advert had fucking Donnie Darko's Mad World theme played over it.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah, we're going Gears of War here. The original one.
Oh my fucking god!
I know that the series has gone quite stale. I know
It
that.
started off stale and got staler.
Yeah, I knew Neil was going to take this toad, which is why I've turned away from him and I'm now talking to the microphone.
There's a chest high wall there just around the corner. You should hide behind
Fucking
that.
Gears of War game.
It was a fun shooter when it was released. It was the fucking thing that sold an Xbox 360. Multiplayer was good. The story of the first one, non-existent, which was perfect. Because Gears of War should not have a fucking story. Also, the Berserker was just brilliant.
By the way, you do realise that by stating that when they the heavy inference, but there was when they tried to introduce a story into Gears of War, it got shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a tick in the box there. You know, that's not a point in the pro. That's not in the pro column.
This is a meathead. Meathead. I'm using my chainsaw assault rifle weapon to kill aliens on their planet.
Yeah. And now we're going to explore how that made him feel sad.
All around me are familiar faces.
What did he do? Fucking slide off one of his chins.
Oh, they could have.
Oh.
No, but he was in jail, and then his best friend Dom busted him out to help him on his 3-game quest to find his missing wife.
How'd that go?
Insert the clip. So yeah, that ended well for Dom, and with his eventual sacrificial suicide.
Nah, it's just ruin the game all you want. Anybody who wants to play it after this deserves everything they get.
No, but it's great. There are sections in it that are phenomenal. The fucking initial Berserker chase.
Yeah,
I would argue.
Is that the one where was that the one Darryl Breen hated? Where
yes, he did a stand-up comedy.
You have to lure him to get him to do a charge through a door.
That's the one. Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, that's how I'd beat him, right? So I get him to charges through the door. I turn around and there's another door there. Yeah. I'm like, all right, then fine. So you harass him. He does it because the door's smaller now.
Yes, but
then he charges through it, and what's through that door? Another fucking door.
Okay, yes, it's repetitive. But there is strategy involved in each one. You have to go from knee-high cover to knee-high cover. Okay, yeah, I can see how it's. Okay, I was 14.
I was young at the time and didn't have standards.
I was young and needed the money.
Right, fuck it. Moving on. John.
All right. So, my number 38 is another entry in a very popular franchise. Most recent entry as well, but by the time this comes out, actually it might not be. It's Pokemon Moon.
Woo!
From Generation 7.
Oh,
not Ultra Moon, no.
What's the two coming up, Sword and Shield?
Sword and Shield, yeah. Yes. That sits in good old England. Good old spotty England.
The Galar region.
How topical. This one, on the other hand, is set in Polynesia, kind of like Hawaii, that sort of
but while
kind
we're
of
on
mix.
The topic, can we just say the Scottish trainer memes are fucking hilarious?
Brilliant. I love them so much.
The fuck are you looking at, you little posh cunt? You're gonna battle or what?
I am waiting for like Cockney orphans to be the youngsters, to be honest with you. There's there like little patchwork shorts and little like just dusty faces looking for coppers. Oh, it'd be great. Love it. Anyway, so Sun and Moon is set in this kind of Polynesian area, so a lot of islands and stuff like that.
The Alola region.
The Alola region, yes, exactly.
With Polynesian Samuel Oak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Professor Oak's cousin, as I understand it.
He is cousin. Yeah, he's his cousin. But
because the real Professor Oak's so pale he would die.
Yeah, in fairness, and he's
get skin cancer off a fucking travel brochure.
That's my character.
Yeah, that's the way I'm gonna die. But yeah, there's a few cool things that this game does. It just tries to fuck with the formula a lot in comparison to how, like, say, X and Y did, which was just a bit flat. So there's no gyms in it, for example. There you just have trials instead, because it's just trying to do something different. There's you don't have like HMs, thankfully. You just summon a Pokemon to do the job for you, that sort of stuff.
A couple of those Pokemon are not actually in the national dex. I will admit, though.
Yeah, like Charizard, for example. Yeah.
It's like, yes, this Pokemon that we use for all of our traveling.
Yeah.
Yes, but what is it? Oh, we don't know. It's not in our Pokedex.
Don't know. We just know.
We've never added it. We're not sure what it is.
We just saddled the fucker up and rode it around. Like,
we just saw it.
Do you want to write down a note about the giant dragon, or do you want to ride it?
I'm gonna ride it.
We do things differently in Alola, sir. But there's a few other things. They have like these Alolan forms because again it goes back to we love Gen 1 so much. So all the ones that they obviously loved back then, bringing new forms.
There are Alolan forms that completely fuck up the whole continuity of Pokemon's different named Pokemon, different subspecies. They're just subspecies of that one Pokemon. Yeah,
and the other thing they introduced was Z moves, which was to basically be like some sort of like counter attack to the Mega Evolutions they did the last gen. So they are good. Now the one thing I do like in Moon is the story, because
hot take.
Yes, it is. It's a decent enough story that bubbles up quite well. The game features, I think, the best villains, or like the kind of like the team, let's say Team Skull. They're fucking hilarious.
They're not villains.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're not the villains. They're just
wayward youths.
Yeah, they're just
when
absolute
gobshites.
Times. Yeah,
they're like, maybe I should get a desk job.
But that's what they do. Like I said, they just disenfranchise youths, and they're so funny because they're just going like, "Yeah, we're gonna do something villainous." It's like, "Are you sure?" It's like, "Yeah, oh, okay, maybe not." they're just so cute, like they're so funny. But the actual villains were the ones that were trying to pretend to be nice, and lo and behold,
How and what's her face?
oh, How is useless. How is just. I want to throw him into the fucking sea.
I genuinely fucking hated him.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know that if you press the start button, you can bring up your men? Fuck off, How.
That's, you see, he's a carryover from Pokemon X and Y, where there's like
He's
four
a
people.
from the fact that these
There's
games are
four
made for
people telling you
3-year-olds.
that. That's why I hated the games. Like, I've been here for 20 years. I know how to press the start
The
button.
games are made for 3-year-olds, and they have to treat you like you're functionally retarded.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like I said, it goes quite well because the true villains of it try to fuck with time and space, and they end up summoning aliens, basically. Pokemon equivalent of aliens.
No, Time and Space was Diamond and Pearl.
I know,
They're
but
trying to fuck with Light and Dark.
Light and Dark, yeah, sorry. But point notwithstanding, they eventually just find aliens, essentially, and fucks things
Get
up.
in the bag, Nebby.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nebby, get in the bag.
That was one thing I liked as well, was the fact that you had the legendary all the time. It was always around you.
Did you nickname your Nebby?
I nicknamed him Steve. Steve the Moonline.
Wait, you
Sunline.
said sun.
Sunline.
Wait, what? You said Moon.
Did I say Moon?
You did say Moon.
Oh yeah, so I
I'm
did
going to
have
call
the
you up
line.
on this one.
No, I had Ultra Sun, you see, as well.
Region
So.
exclusivity.
No. I had
You don't
no.
get Salago.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Sol Galeo.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah,
it's all
exactly.
written down.
Yeah.
I can't read.
His name is Steve.
What was your Lulana?
I think he was Steve, because I
Lulana
got
is the female version of that line.
Steve is a wonderful name for a woman, especially a moon
Very
bat.
handsome
That
name.
moon bat, yes.
Moon bat.
I ride her into all my ultra wormholes.
I can't wait for the for Sword and Shield legendaries to be a footballer and a thug. It's gonna be great.
I can't wait for the third one, the Gen Gun. Although to be fair, it should be helmet.
Yes.
Pokemon rifle. That's how it's gonna be. You're gonna shoot the Pokemon out of your
Pokemon Trebuchet. Just
Pokemon
launch fortresses.
Pokemon musket.
Trebuchet and Ballista.
Yeah. Pokemon musket. Right, chaps, take aim with the fuckers.
Yep.
Neil, 38.
38. One of the more recent ones on my list, a PS4 game.
Mm-hmm.
Finally got the series back on track, and that I loved, and that we've all actually played. It's Mortal Kombat X.
Ah, yeah.
Mortal Kombat!
Which we played on the channel.
Which we played on the channel, yes.
Mm.
I fucking loved this. I thought Armageddon was a pile of, well, not a pile of shite.
A pile of something else excremental.
A pile of
But
ghee.
the thing is that like when you've constructed an entire game whose sole purpose is to kill off all of the characters that you've built up over 8 games prior to that, because you've created so fucking many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you might want to think about where your stories have gone or how you've constructed your storylines.
There's a cake, sure, I don't feel too good.
Exactly, pretty much. In fact, actually, they just totally...
Johnny.
and they did the best thing that they could have done with Armageddon, that they completely went into it and they just went, all of these people are threatening to, you know, collapse the planet and collapse the universe, so we're going to kill an awful lot of them off. Which paved the way to reboot the entire series. And the thing is that they'd only one shot at it, because if they fucked it up, Mortal Kombat was dead. And they decided they'd go ham on the fatalities, they'd go...
Oh, the X-ray moves were fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
The X-ray
I
moves.
I love the X-ray moves.
The fatalities, they put in the brutalities, which we couldn't do in the fucking play because you'd not unlock them. Dick move, lads. Dick fucking move.
Well, I've just broken my coccyx. Let's continue this fight.
Absolutely. Any case, yeah, no, it's fantastic. The graphics in it are brilliant. The fighting mechanics are great. They stripped it all down and simplified it, whereas... I mean, like, there were certain Mortal Kombat games where each character had 3 different fighting styles, including one with weapons. And I'm going, what the fuck?
Yeah, fuck you, Striker.
I need an encyclopedia. Yeah, what a dick. What a dickhead. I hope they bring him back so I can just...
That sound you're hearing is an old wound being reopened.
Carve him up in the fucking sandwich.
No, that's a callback to before in the list.
Oh, very well, yeah.
Anyways.
Anyway, yeah, it's
He
a great...
is-
one thing I will say is a good story.
It's
Fucking
actually-
going through all of the gens.
Yes, it's actually quite a damn good story, and it sets it up nicely for the next series, which should be out quite soon. Yeah, no, I fucking loved it, and it got me back. It made me fall back in love with the fighting, which one of the only fighting series that I ever really truly went for, which was Mortal Kombat. All the Street Fighters and the I was quite into the Tekkens, but I lost it after Tekken 2. Lost it after Tekken 3, actually. But yeah, Mortal Kombat was the one I stuck with through all of the iterations. much to my punishment for quite a lot of them.
Oh.
But holy shit, it's great to see a long one in the series get finally back on track.
I'm proud to see you so dedicated and loyal to a cause.
Because I very rarely am.
Yeah.
I really very rarely am.
You're such a turncoat bastard, as we call it.
I am such an I'm such a contrarian that like any hint of fanboyism in myself I stamp out.
Yeah.
Except when it comes to like the Marios or Zelda.
Or the Metroids
or anything on the Commodore Amiga.
They're classics, you fucking fight me!
Moving on, number 37, Adam, quick!
Go for it, 37. Mortal Kombat X, play it. If you haven't already, then get 11.
37. It's a bit of an outsider. I don't think any of us were expecting me to go for this. It's in the genres that I actually do play. It's American McGee's Alice Madness Returns.
Excellent, the second one. Brilliant.
It's a great one. It comes actually bundled with the original American McGee's Alice.
Yeah.
But it's got such a dark story.
It's fucking terrifyingly dark.
Phenomenal. I'm not going to spoil it, but you are fucking nut job.
You've been waxing lyrical about this game for years to me.
Yeah. No, it's fucking brilliant. It's absolutely fucking brilliant.
Once you pick up the Vorpal Blade, it just turns into a beautiful hack and slash where you grab new weapons. You fucking... You use the Alice in Wonderland mechanics like shrinking and growing, and then fucking it's all just level traversal.
Yeah.
And then enemies appear that are made out of this black goo, which are corrupting your Wonderland. Which is I can say this much, right? It is all a delusion that Alice is in.
Yeah.
Because she's mad as fucking balls.
See, that's the thing. Like, Wonderland was always constructed from her imagination.
Yeah.
And in American McGee's reimagining of Alice, she's completely off it.
Oh, she has justifiable reasons to be.
Oh yeah, no, it's totally.
And it gets darker than that as you go on.
The first game was absolutely brilliant.
Fucking phenomenal.
The reimagining of the fucking Cheshire Cat is hilarious. It's kind of tattooed skeletal.
Creepy.
Borderline demon.
Yeah.
All of the characters are just somewhat demonic. The fucking clockwork steampunk-esque Hatter.
Oh man, the Hatter's a fucking looper in it.
It's a great boss fight.
Yeah, the Jabberwock in the first one, the Jabberwock boss fight was fucking incredible.
Dude, I fucking love just the demon Alice mechanic.
Yeah.
Just where you go fucking ape shit.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Anyway, without going too far into it, play it.
Yeah.
Jonathan, look for all of the clips that I now mentioned.
Thanks very much.
If you do get the second one, and it will come bundled with the first one, heartily recommend you play through the first one first.
Yes.
The second one is the better game, but only because it's updated. It's got a better engine, better mechanic.
One thing I will say is do all the challenges. Try to get the Platinum Trophy or all of the achievements in that. They are worth doing. It's one of the few games I would recommend this for.
Alright.
Just because you unlock so much more content and story in it.
And all of it's dark as fuck.
It's phenomenal. I hope American McGee... I know a couple of years ago he was trying to crowdfund another one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know if he got it. I hope he did. I should check up on that, considering...
Yeah, you know what to say. Like, it sounds like you should know.
Let me get back to you
This
guys.
is how well researched we did this. But no, I heartily... Actually, another one I'm quite upset I don't have on my list.
Fantastic.
Vindication!
I was going to say, the meta of this list is trying to find the ones that Neil had missed. So I think you're too up
I've played too
on
many
this.
fucking games.
Pretty sure the meta of this is trying to get Neil to forgive me after 5 bad ones.
After 50 bad games.
We'll always remember Bug's life. Anyway, so funny enough, actually, my number 37 is a game I was given out to Neil about for being so low. It's Psychonauts. So, to qualify it, right?
Fuck you, Tim Schafer.
The game I played was I believe the kind of the remake where he gave you the infinite lives. So it was markedly easier than the first game. But I can't deny the imagination this game has.
No, I didn't in my review. I'll let you finish.
Yeah, because like I said, if you are going to play it, you do have to accept that there are going to be some odd design choices, but
he actually even showed a few of them. Because I rewatched the videos, and in my one, when I'm like, the platforming, it's not a good. And you go see, there's a couple of the clips where you're just bouncing around trying to do the double.
Trying to get it, yeah. Like I said, and there's two in particular I'd mention. First of all, the actual overall, the final level is so badly made. In that there's a section I'll show up on video where basically you have to try and do as much as you can to try and get onto this fucking net, but this guy is fucking throwing shit at you and there's so much stuff happening and you're trying to also do something while you're on this net as well. It's just a clusterfuck and it's so badly made. And you're also up against the clock in this section as well.
Thank you, Neil.
Thank you. You're welcome.
He opened my beer for me. The one time I was being considerate.
Yes, you were actually being nice there. And I think the other section I remember when I was in the middle of my playthrough, like completely in the zone, on one of my favourite levels, I had to collect this item. And it took me like about an hour grinding to do it. I was like, fuck, that really just killed the pace of the game. Like right in the middle of it. It was so annoying. But
so would you say it killed the mood?
It did kill the mood. But
did it get into your head? Did it cause erectile dysfunction? No, wait, that one doesn't work.
Yeah, that doesn't. Well, unless you're doing skull fucking, I don't think so. But I cannot fault it for its level design. By far, some of the best level design I've ever seen in video games.
I can't fault it for the characterization and the story. That's the reason why.
There's 2 or 3 levels that everyone has to play if you're mad at the platforms. The Milkman Conspiracy, I think, is one of the best levels ever made. Like, I just cannot find fault with it. It's just perfect in every single way. You're there, and everyone sounds like Steve Bloom. It is an actual nightmare because he's there. They're all there trying to do normal things, and they're all clearly suspicious. Everybody's watching you. It's like, what the fuck's going on? And it's all weird, contorted suburban city. Oh, it's fantastic. I love that level so much. I wax lyrical over it.
It is important not to use too much pressure when rolling out a pie crust. Pie crusts should be rolled outward from the center. When my husband drinks excessively, I may threaten him with this rolling pin, but we still love each other very much. I am glad you are here to help me trim these hedges.
Is El Loco, the level.
Yeah.
El Loco is a fantastic level as well. You're in this big macho guy's head, and he's actually just obviously very insecure because that makes sense. And he's trying to take down these 3 luchadors who are his like high school enemies, and it's just so well done because there's all motifs about like Mexican culture, Chico de Maya, cards.
It's quite well researched.
It's so well researched, so well done. And the other one is you're basically playing Civilization for a while with Napoleon, because he has a literal Napoleon complex. So you're just doing this little board game where he's trying to take over. He's doing like a mini French Revolution. It's just there's so many levels I could talk about.
This sounds like the kind of game I should play.
It is because it's the sort of game that you can appreciate the imagination of. It's literally it's given itself such a level.
Double Fine have fucking ruined themselves for me.
I love to see how the second game goes, because if they give themselves that much freedom again,
you know. No, I get it, but it definitely is a game that needs to be played by pretty much everybody, especially if you're a fan of platformers and story.
Judging from my list, I don't think I can argue.
No, it does. I understand the whole arguments against Double Fine, and I'm never ever going to argue against it. But
you have to appreciate some of the work they've done.
At some point,
just don't fuck us over with 2 parts in Broken Age that you've crowdfunded and then fucking sell at full price again.
Yeah. No, that was a bad call, obviously. But
true that. But in any case, no, Psychonauts
stand on its own.
Need to be played. It doesn't mean you have to like Double Fine. You just have to like Psychonauts.
Yes, you can separate. You can separate the two.
You
can't separate the artist from the art.
I have done on many occasions, but I'm getting tired of doing it. Can't artists just stop being fucks?
Yeah. I see your point, but no, it's a great game, and kind of mirroring the point that Neil made on his other run. There's so much backstory to all the characters, and because you can literally get in their heads and you can see all of it. That's why I love about the game, because it gave itself such an opportunity to do all this stuff.
If anybody's a big fan, as kind of I am, of just sitting on YouTube for far too long. Particularly when you're meant to be fucking working. But if you're a fan of watching like Easter egg videos, Psychonauts is one of those games that there's a good load of them that always show up. And one of the characters, I can't remember her fucking name, but she's got quite a dark backstory about
Milia, the salsa dancer,
the orphanage.
That's so fucked up.
It's fucking. And the thing is that you can just skate by it totally, and just think that she's just a bit fucking weird.
That's why I love the level design, because you have because her level in her head is this like big dance floor, big party, everyone's happy, but if you go over that side, to this part in the shadows and walk down this way, that's when you find literal emotional baggage. You unlock it, you see it there, and that's where the dark stuff is. But it's literally in the one point of the level you're not supposed to go at. It's literally in the back of her head. That's what I love about it.
The tone with this one.
But this is why I love this game, because it's done something so literal, so well. And very few games can
And
actually
also,
pull that off.
it does actually have a light tone. It's just the light tone is designed. It's
to hide the darkness.
It's the contrast that they kind of showed up.
So
yeah.
it's a light-hearted game with some mature themes.
Horrendously dark.
Yeah.
Mature themes.
Okay.
And it's brilliant. It's quite good. I just had as a game, it's not well. When I initially played it, I haven't played the remastered version, but as a game,
it is a good bit better.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
But the story is the only thing that kept me going through. I think the story was so fucking good.
Having done unlimited lives helps out a lot in that situation. Believe me.
Right.
Yeah, we're screwed.
Yeah.
Right, so from
37.
37. So from a game that's pure story and no real gameplay to a game that's all gameplay and no real story, mine's the classic SNES Mario Kart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Won me on Rainbow Road, bitch.
Fuck no, because I sucked at this game.
I've never actually played it on a SNES.
I didn't even own a SNES.
I broke into GameStop and stole one.
I'd still own it. Possession's 9/10 of the law, man.
You can't arrest me, it's mine now.
Exactly, yeah. Even if you've had to throat shot the security guard on the way out of the shop, it's still yours.
Sorry, I just got the image of Neil throat shotting a security guard.
GameStop. Did you pay for that? Hoya! What do you think?
Sir, that's an empty box.
Sorry, I would never, ever make that noise.
You found not
Hoya
guilty
when I
of all
throat shot
charges.
somebody. I just do it.
They might go.
Yeah, they might make something like that. God damn. I primarily didn't play it much on the SNES, and when I didn't really get why everybody was fucking gunging over it. Then a friend of mine got a quite illegally chipped Xbox, which allowed him to play a shitload of emulated games. One of the things that we were constantly banging on was Mario Kart. And no, seriously, that's when I really got into it. No, it's a very, very good game. It's a proper classic. I've enjoyed all of the iterations since. Particularly the ones on the Wii and the Switch. The one on the Wii was fucking brilliant.
I played that actually.
Huge amounts of my life. But yeah, no, it's just fantastic, and yeah, it's the proper stalwart.
Yeah, it's a well-built kart game. If only Crash Bandicoot hadn't come along to dethrone it.
Yeah, and do it so much better.
Indeed.
Yes.
But in any case, it's still well deserving on its podium of truly great games. So it's one of the first games where Nintendo were kind of trying to branch out with the Mario thing.
Yeah, doing different
Can
things.
Mario do other things than hit blocks with his noggin and fail to rescue a princess? Fail to rescue a princess 10 times in a row.
She is
She's
in
in
another
another
castle.
castle.
Yeah.
Fuck it, she in another car, I'll rob the bitch off the road.
I'm sorry, Mario, your cart is in another parking lot.
Toad,
Anyways,
do you have any orifices?
but that's it. It's a classic. It's existed for so long. You'll definitely get somebody who owns one of the mini SNESes that they've re-released. Exactly.
Yes.
And I
myself.
guarantee it, the first thing everybody always bangs on is Mario Kart.
Yes.
Boom. And that's for a reason, because it's well built and it's just brilliant. Very, very good. Getting into it. And it's on my list and I didn't even own a fucking SNES. That's how good a game it is.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Number 36, Adam.
My number 36, we're going back to the PlayStation 1. This is a Nickelodeon game. It's Rugrats, the game. It's a collection of mini games where you play through as Rugrats. I don't know what else I can say. It's just phenomenally well built. I'm done.
Jonathan, you're 36.
Can we move on from that, yeah?
Yeah.
Can we just leave it there?
Yeah, we're just going to move
Can we
on.
leave it there, yeah? Yeah. Can I leave it
No, Adam, come on, you have to justify this choice. Why the fuck is it on 36?
Because I played it at a friend's house. We played through...
Did she blow you off while you were playing the game, and that's why it's... This game is only on level 36 if you're getting sucked off while playing it.
But he didn't.
That doesn't qualify.
He didn't.
Hey, it's a mouth is a mouth.
We played through some like phenomenally well built puzzle sections. So Angelica having to launch Chucky into a pile of leaves. If you go over, he runs off crying because he skulls his head.
Obviously.
It's phenomenally built. Laughing at Chucky all the way. The
violence on kids.
duck racing, like running away from a duck by riding on the back of a dog as a platformer. So it's like the Hogwild level of Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
That was great. It's just like such a collection of mini games. Walking around the house at night, but you've been told a ghost story, so you see ghosts everywhere. and if they touch you, you get your health depleted and have to run back to your bedroom to cry.
I recall,
It's
I think...
like Among the Sleep then. Among the Sleep is something like that. That's basically that where you're a toddler going through a house and everything that you see is kind of contorted into monster stories because you're a toddler.
And this is just the one mission.
Yeah,
there's
the
so
ones...
many mini games. There's each one of them is confined to a different gameplay style.
It sounds like it's taking inspiration from other games around
well,
it.
Which is what I would argue. And then if you collect all of your puzzle pieces to build your
The Reptar,
puzzle,
Reptar.
you get to play as a giant fucking Reptar walking around
I
destroying
remember
Tokyo.
that. I remember that. All right, yeah, I remember playing that.
That's the end of the game. If you don't find them all, it's like, oh well, go to bed, game over. Try it again. Then it's like, okay, well, fuck me.
The true ending is you get to level Tokyo.
Yeah, it's great.
Great ending for any game, regardless.
Some wonderful platforms, like when you get locked in the toy store and then like toys come to life and start attacking you.
Yeah,
that's a great one. Puzzles of walking, like it's reference to Big, where he's walking on the piano keyboard and the keyboard floor in the toy store, and that's a puzzle because you have to play the right song. You actually have to play the Rugrats song.
Yeah.
To unlock a door.
That's right,
like,
yeah.
Do, 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 do.
I remember that. I remember playing the game actually, but it just never really made an impression. Well, obviously, I didn't actually own it, so that's
bearing in
why.
mind, I was 8.
Yes.
Although playing it again, the mechanics stand up, and I'm happy to put it on my list, even though I know these guys are fucking. Oh, it's not a real game.
I just want to say for the record,
I've not played it.
Yeah.
So that vitriol was all just for show.
It's
just jarring. I wasn't expecting it.
It's similar to the whole A Bug's Life thing in that.
I haven't played it, but I'm going to judge you.
No, I have played A Bug's Life, and it is bad.
Put this into the list just to fuck with me.
No. I've put some serious time into these games. I've 100%ed. I will justify my A Bug's Life here. I've 100%ed A Bug's Life. I played it religiously because I fucking loved that movie when I was a kid.
Okay.
And I loved that game when I was a kid because I was
I
playing
watched
through the
Rugrats
movie.
quite a bit when I was younger as well. I quite liked that. I never played the game though.
The game was just, as I say, the game was mechanically well built. It had lots of fun mini games. Missions were segmented properly. You could do any missions you wanted to get to an ending. You could pick up whatever ones you wanted to do, and you had your hub world, which was your house.
Yes.
To decide on what mission.
What level you want to do, yeah. I remember it being actually alright. I never actually had it myself, so. Anyway,
we'll move on from mine.
A grand departure from Rugrats here for my number 36. This is a Rockstar game. Kind of I would say like a funny experiment gaming wise, but probably something that kind of needed to be done in order for technology to improve. It's L.A. Noire.
Okay.
So, I'll qualify it.
I'm doubting.
Yeah, it was a game that I was intrigued by because it was that sort of like odd kind of like investigation gameplay, interrogations.
Such a buggy game.
Very
you murdered your husband, admit it.
That's one of the kind of reasons.
Oh wow, my mistake.
That was one of the kind of reasons I liked it, was because it was experimenting the motion capture stuff, the facial stuff. It was kind of something that someone needed to try out and see how far you can go.
Unfortunately,
it's just a pity.
These people were the ones that tried it out.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's just a pity that it was Rockstar that tried it out.
No, Team Bondi, more like. Rockstar were the publishers, and they gave them the game engine.
The driving, the fucking... I know this is going to be wankery, but the ludonarrative dissonance of you crashing your car around the fucking streets. It's like, I need to get to this place, fuck you. Wait, is there a crime happening? No, I just need to go there.
Yeah, exactly. They've gone from A to B.
I crashed my car. Here, you get out of your car. I need to take this police business.
Now, I do have reasons for putting it on the list. The middle section, because the way the story works is you're playing as this guy Cole Phelps as he moves from department to department. Basically, he's such a good cop. He's getting promoted each way. So he starts off as like a normal beat cop.
He got promoted to homicide vice.
He did, yeah. And he started off just being a normal beat cop, did really well with a case, and then moved to traffic. Then he moved to somewhere else, then to homicide. I think he went to Vice actually. Yeah, Vice was the.
I think Vice was after homicide.
You could be right.
He got busted down to homicide. After
that's
Vice.
right. Yeah. No. That's right. He went to homicide, and that was kind of the peak of his. That was his kind of peak, if you like, and it was in the middle of the game, which was kind of odd. But the whole homicide section. Sense. Yeah, the homicide section was fantastic because it
covered the real murders.
It covered the Black Dahlia murders.
And the Black Dahlias. And
they did it really, really well. But in this kind of over the top manner where like the killer was seen to be this like serial mastermind and he's leaving clues for you behind. It made good for the game, but obviously isn't how it worked in real life.
Well, given that we've actually studied this as a case study.
Yeah, exactly.
We both were like, Yeah, that's not him.
Yeah. Like, yeah, exactly, because the real way the Black Dahlia murders worked was because the cops back then were fucking incompetent.
Not when forensic science students
They trampled over...
play fucking forensic-based games.
Historical forensic games.
Because we
we can choose
ourselves.
one of these two as the murderer. Neither of these guys is...
Yeah. Because, like I said, the curious thing about it was that they just said, well, what if the Black Dahlia had actually somebody who knew what they were doing in charge of the case? And then they just had said, it's now you have this battle of wits with this mystery criminal mastermind. They have a theory about who did it, but we'll never know because it was never solved in the first place. The character just goes through an actual arc. Like, a perfectly married man, has his kids, has a lovely life, have a lovely job.
Goes to art school, drops out to become a cop.
Well, he was actually in war, Adam, you see.
War school?
He was in war school, yes. He learned in the trenches. But he goes with this German girl, which was obviously a big no-no at this time, 30s, 40s.
I believe that was a huge plot twist in that his extramarital affairs were getting...
He got divorced, yeah, he was disgraced then, and that's how he got basically his salary cut, yeah.
Beat off the beef cop.
Yeah. Exactly, because he was with a German girl and got divorced, so it was like a double whammy. The main villain, I think, was like a property developer who was like
the main villain was the standards of the time.
I completely agree with you. But the main villain, when you start interrogating them, he's so difficult to read. And it's kind of unfortunate because if everyone else before them wasn't so difficult to read, this would be a good actual boss battle. You know what I mean?
Everyone was just stone-faced, uncanny
it wasn't that. It was the acting. It was like people said act suspiciously and just like darting right and left, smirking every now and then.
No, be good actors.
Yeah. But that's the same, but it's too much.
Means you are lying, so they're always acting as if they're lying.
I think, didn't we make that point about Alone in the Dark, where people were voice acting for the first time, so they overdid it? It's kind of the same thing here, where they overdid facial acting.
About quite a few games, but
yeah, well, it's fresh on my memory. So it's like they're doing facial acting so much for the first time that they've overdone it. It's kind of the same thing here. But at the same token, you're kind of like your options to press them or not is like, you could be very nice, or you could be, you're full of shit, woman, and it's like, no, sorry, I apologize.
Yeah.
So
you always accuse them of lying because you can back out of that, right?
Yeah,
you never doubt.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you're sure it's a doubt.
It's
just like when you break the game like that, there's no coming back from
it.
But
my point of view is that it was a worthwhile experiment, kind of needed to be done in order for facial technology to be refined to the way where it will be normal like this.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, the running and gunning sections though I won't forgive.
No, they were not really necessary. The investigations were pretty cool.
And the driving section.
Yeah.
They broke up
the actual
a little bit.
The sandbox part of it was not really necessary.
But it's a Rockstar game, so
they had to be.
It has to be sandbox.
It was almost in spite of it, really. Anyway,
in spite of this good game, we're going to make it a sandbox.
Open world section. It's not really open world.
But everything happens in the police station.
Open world, the police station. This police station is to be 500 cubits wide and 24,000 cubits high.
That's like 6 feet.
Yeah.
Neil was running out of words. Speaking of which, you're number 36, Neil.
My number 36 is Back to the SNES, Back to the Classics.
Back to the Future.
Another game. No, unfortunately.
Ooh, nice idea.
Another classic game that my emulated friend's Xbox got me into when we used to play it. It is Bomberman.
Bomberman! Okay,
exactly.
That's fun. Wasn't expecting it, but that's fun.
4-player, probably one of the best 4-player games ever created, ever. Such a simple simple fucking game mechanic. Every time they try to update it, they fail because it's so perfect, and they're just basically trying to improve.
It's so simple that it's available on some smart TVs by itself.
Yeah, exactly. It's just fucking brilliant. If you've not played Bomberman, you've not truly played games. It's just kind of one of those things.
It's a mini game in a lot of other games, so the chances are pretty high you've played it.
Yeah.
It's a game that you can pick it up. Anybody can literally pick it up and just start playing. It's just hilarious amount of fun. You get 4 people in a room, drinks.
But some of the best things are trapping a friend between 2 bombs. It's just so mean.
Being a dick because you've got all the speed fucking upgrades. Fuck you prick! We actually had to stop. There was a kind of came around where if anybody got the throw bomb as the bonus for winning, you couldn't pick the first stage. Because the first stage, whoever got the hand could immediately turn and hike their first bomb over the wall, which would bounce to the other end of the map and instantly kill whoever player was on that side. So they're like, no, we can't. You got the hand. We can't do stage 1 unless they agreed not to do that.
Of course, yeah.
Which, of course, they always did.
Which, of course, we always did because they're dickheads. People are dicks.
And they will always
if you
be
want
dicks.
to prove how to be dicks, or if you want to get them back for being dicks, Bomberman.
Bomb that man.
Absolutely.
I'm not even angry at this one.
No,
The most amount of fun
yeah.
the most amount of fun you can have blowing your friends.
You timed that one for my drink.
Yeah.
He was waiting for the spit take.
I was.
But you resisted. I'm impressed with you.
It hurt.
Okay. Time for your number 35, Adam.
Okay. Ow.
If you can survive this choking.
I'm trying to get the alcohol out of my system.
Don't worry about
I
it.
should have just done the spit take.
Gotta get the alcohol out of your system. Oh, you mean your lungs? All right. It's not meant to be in there.
No, it's really not.
That's not where it goes.
So 35 was it?
Yeah.
Art?
Yeah. So we're going back to my arcade days, back to my childhood arcade days, and we're playing Konami classic Silent Scope 2.
Oh yeah, boy, loved it.
Fucking phenomenal game.
Loved all the silent scopes.
When you start playing it, like seriously, you just stop using the scope, which is the core game mechanic. And one of the best memories I have is just playing. It's at the same fucking holiday resort that I went to, where I played through like all House of the Dead.
Yes.
I was playing Silent Scope as well, and it was just I wasted a tenner on Silent Scope. Well, not really wasted. I can now nut shot everyone.
Pretty much.
Mm.
I remember one of my local arcades where I played it a lot. They had, the smaller screen that was up. They had that projected onto a flat screen behind the machine, so people behind you could watch. And that was one of those games where there was actually a crowd of people around you watching you.
Yeah.
They did the same for Point
That's
Blank,
really fun.
and it was fucking excellent.
Recently played Point Blank, by the way.
It's
I
excellent.
played it with my mate James, and he was fucking pants at it. I was just murdering it. The problem is when you're playing 2-player, you're both competing for points.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yeah, I've just taken all the kills. Are you okay there?
I had the exact same experience.
I got to the apple one.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay, here we go. Bang.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's where you have to really hope that the machine that you're on has the light
It's
guns.
well calibrated.
As the light guns properly calibrated, otherwise then you're fucking off.
Yeah.
I had the exact same experience when I was playing Point Blank for the first time too. But I was with, and here's the name drop, Matthew from Botchamania.
Jesus.
and he was like kicking my ass in every other arcade game because he's about the same age as you. So he's good at those games.
He's
But
in
Point
his prime.
Blank. Point Blank was the only game I was able to beat him at, so I'm proud of that. Take that, Matthew, you
But getting
fucking
back to
shark.
Silent Scope 2.
Yes.
Let's get back to Silent Scope too, yeah.
Phenomenal game. I love the crappy little cutscenes.
Oh, the cutscenes are so hammily done. It's
They're
like
brilliant.
the stink of pork off them.
Come, comrade. Now we play Metal Gear for real. Name drop.
It was
It's great.
so
It's like
terrible.
one of them was a cop and the other one was like an assassin, and through unlikely circumstances that are barely said in one sentence, they work together. And they infiltrate corridors as snipers. That's not your job. Why are you doing
Is that
that?
the one with the level with the X-ray scope on it? Oh my
It's
god!
phenomenal.
And you're just running through a building, shooting people through walls.
Yeah, and then there's like a boss that you have to use the scope on, and all the bosses you can kill with a headshot.
Yeah.
One headshot
That
will
was
instant
that
kill
was
them.
the whole
Yeah, the whole
series.
series.
If you could headshot a boss, he
Which
died
is
instantly.
phenomenally difficult. Just because it's like it is the skill shot, and it is great. And then there's Silent Scope 3. I'll mention this now because my list. There's a scene where you're fighting a helicopter, and you can either headshot the boss or headshot his co-pilot, which is a teddy bear in the cockpit. So if you kill the teddy bear, you get an X-ray of the bullet going through the teddy bear's skull, and then the helicopter will explode anyway.
Oh, I have to find a splice for that. That sounds hilarious.
It's just the game does not take itself seriously, but it is such a fucking
Very
fun,
good.
skill-based, gimmicky game.
Good. No, that's the stuff we need. That's the stuff we need. Okay. My number 35 is a game that, like, in the terms of PC gaming, will probably be on the kind of the Mount Rushmore of PC games. But I played it on the PS2, and it's probably why it's down in the mid-30s. It's Deus Ex.
The first one.
Yes.
Did you sink all your points into swimming or something?
No. Here's the thing. I played on the PS2 before even knowing.
I heard the console port was fucking terrible.
Here's the thing. It had like a HD kind of like touch up of the graphics, so there was kind of cut
Did you manage to
scenes.
include the Twin Towers?
No, they didn't actually, because by the time
That goes some way to future-proofing.
because
that game.
Yeah.
by the time that came out on the PS2, the Twin Towers weren't a thing anymore.
Yeah.
So
They were still a thing.
No, they weren't. No, not by the time it came out on PS2.
We're the standing thing.
Yes.
Let's put it that.
They were a concept.
Exactly. So I played this on the PS2 way, like, not even intentionally, in a way. I just kind of had it.
I accidentally put it into my
No, I think I got it
PlayStation.
off a lend of somebody or something. No, I have no idea how I played it or I got it, but I played it anyway and got through like really fast because obviously not realizing that there's so much other like sidetrack stuff to it. You know what I mean? So I kind of took the game at face value, but still quite liked it. I loved the vibe of it. I loved the kind of like the discourse and the kind of like weird tangents you'd have. I think I could just play the kind of quite vanilla like you would do for Denton, like a kind of a mix of stealth and like stealth up to a point is what I call it. It was like stealth until you get caught and then shoot everything in sight.
The great thing about that game is just the world building.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I love too. At least in the PS2 version, the graphics are a little better, but every town still kind of looks the same, but it feels kind of intentional this time.
They've copied every fucking character model and just made that generic person.
Yeah, exactly. At least the one thing about it though is the controls, because as you can imagine, like trying to transfer a PC keyboard onto a PS2 controller is fucking hard work. So if you're trying to select menus, it is kind of it kind of slows the pace down. But if you have a loadout and that's what you're going with, you can steamroll the game fairly quickly. But if you're trying to jazz things up or change things up around each level, it's impossible to do it. So you just, if you do what you're doing going into it and just like gun everything down or kill or stealth kill, whatever it is,
and you don't fuck it up, it works.
But I'm sure this will come up on other people's lists anyway, so I won't dwell too much on it. But there's a lot of world building, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's a very good game.
One question I will ask you is: are you actually good at that game?
I wasn't actually very good at the game. That's why
I'm really good at the game.
Consider it's supposed to be mostly stealth. My
doesn't
policy.
have to be stealth.
Well, my policy was to kill everything in
You
sight.
can literally shoot people and make them run away in fear.
That's
which
true.
is a great part of that game. Like, they will run for their lives.
Yeah.
That goes some distance towards making this game feel realistic.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not an enemy that's like, oh shit, he shot me with a rocket launcher. I no longer have feeling in all of my limbs. Maybe I should get away.
That's because I'm nowhere near them.
Maybe I should stop trying to kill him and alert people of this.
This is the black hand. If I do get shot with a rocket launcher, what do we do? Well, the thing you do is you jump 20 feet into
protocol.
Standard protocol is jump 20 feet into the air and scatter yourself over
classic Blackadder.
Very
Absolutely.
good. Number 25, Neil.
Oh, I'm sticking with the classics today, boys. PC game, Command and Conquer.
Okay.
Oh.
This is the original
The
one.
first
Yes.
original.
Not Red Alert?
Nope.
No, because you already had Red Alert.
Command and Conquer, the very first one, the one with Tiberium in it. Brilliant. Fucking loved it. Got me into real-time strategy. Fucking hammy, kooky cutscenes.
Yeah.
Although they hadn't fully gone like 100% pork on the cutscenes, but they were still quite hammy.
Yeah.
You know, it's still a lot of bone in that ham.
Would you bone her hand?
There's some solid bits in it.
I'm loving that Jonathan has to look up the solid bits. And
How do I find ham in Command and Conquer?
But it was
just
fantastic.
modded so as all the Russians
All
are
pigs.
pigs.
But
Yeah.
it was fantastic. Nod, but brilliant. Fantastically well acted fucking cutscenes to the point where I think he's the only actor they kept on throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
Up until the quite abortive recent ones.
Oh, I have a story about that one, by the way.
Abortive.
Oh, it's fucking.
You had an abortion.
No.
No, it should have been.
Oh.
The most recent Command and Conquer, for whatever reason, for one of the actors, they brought in fucking Ric Flair as one of the captains. So like, of all the people,
Billy D. Williams as one of the fucking Allied generals.
yeah, like of all the people to think of as an army general, Ric Flair was not one of them.
I know words.
Yes. Woo!
That's the only one you need to know about Ric Flair.
He says woo in it as well. He just goes full Ric Flair. He's just in fucking combat
Yeah,
fatigues.
fuck it. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, it's brilliant. It set the scene for all military real-time strategy going forward. The nice dystopian future, the brilliant mix of units, the great different style of gameplays you could have. It was just really, really fucking good. And also at the time, the graphics were fantastic.
Yeah.
They really fucking were. It was brilliant. Also, didn't take itself too seriously. The Ant DLC was fucking amazing. Was that Red Alert?
You said it in the Red Alert as well.
Oh fuck! It was a Red Alert.
Was
The
it?
Giant Ant DLC.
Well, then you have to take points away from Command.
Bollocks.
Yeah.
Nah, but it was
So
fantastic.
that's a point away from Neil.
Yes.
For anyone keeping track, it's now Manchester United 3.
But no, the original Command and Conquer, set the scene, great history lesson, everybody needs to play it, go for it. Also, one of the things I did, what really got me into it, so I played it again. It was one of the games I played in the PS1 with a link cable. Pew, pew, pew.
Fantastic.
Two tellies, and you could do it all with that. But go for it, Adam.
34.
34.
Yeah, moving on from that innuendo.
In your end, though.
That's always a follow
Speaking
on.
of things in my endo,
We've been doing that follow on for fucking years.
My
man.
number
Come on.
34 is Worms.
Hey, love it.
So,
love it.
We've talked about this before. We've played it on the channel. We're not going to go too far into this,
Yeah.
but it is a phenomenal game. Fucking super sheeps, homing missiles,
Holy hand grenades,
banana bombs, cluster bombs, just that sheer vitriol you get when it's like, leave me alone. I love the characters. Just when you pick on one worm, he's like, you regret that.
You regret that? I'll get you.
And then the fucking suicide. There's no more stylish way to go out than kamikazing a worm
just
to kill another worm.
Just to put the bandana on and just go.
Having your last worm, take out another worm. Put that clip in where I did it. Was it you or Marion I did it too?
I believe it was on the bridge, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I was doing
yeah.
it just to get make sure one of you didn't win. I was like, I
think
I
it
can
would have
win
been.
this. I have the most health on my last worm.
I think it was.
I'd rather kill you.
I think it was me because I was like winning by virtue of the fact that I had good positioning.
Yeah.
Like I literally was not doing anything. I was still trying to learn how the game works. So he said, "No, just take this scrub out before he wins."
There's no more stylish way to go out than the kamikaze.
Yeah,
And there's
that works in real life too.
No better way to ruin a friendship or build new ones.
No,
to play worms.
yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Fuck you, conniving bastard. my mistake that night was when I was like, yeah, I play worms all the time. It's like, let's kill Adam first.
yeah, exactly.
He must die.
It's like, yeah, I love this game. I mean, you get the arc of your grenade right and you're fine. He can use grenades? Shit.
He doesn't just fucking hurl them and hope for the best.
Yes.
Put a 5-second fuse on and just hope.
It's like, how do I get more homing missiles? They're the only one I know how to use.
You fucking scrub.
It's like, but you don't know how to use them. You shot them all into that cliff face that you're facing.
Very good.
Moving on.
Yes, my number 34
Excellent.
is very, very similar to my number 35. It's Deus Ex Human Revolution.
Ooh, the Deus Exes.
Yes.
So,
Now, here's-
Invisible War is going to be the next one.
Absolutely.
See, here's the thing. Like Deus Ex Human Revolution, is at least the one Deus Ex game I went out to get. Like at least with the first one, I kind of accidentally I got it basically. I just didn't go out to get it. This one I did. I loved the trailer for it. Got me hooked into it, and then got me into this whole like looking into Deus Ex as a franchise and really just fall in love with it. Then, kind of odd I suppose because the PC obviously the first Deus Ex game was just so good. It's just so brilliant and established everything. But no, this game is actually quite okay. The main characters
quite okay.
quite okay.
Revolutions is very good. It's a fucking super game.
Yeah, it's quite okay.
the fashion sense, the weird futuristic.
Yeah,
more
all
futuristic.
about that stuff. I like it because that's how it did its world building. In the same way Deus Ex had its
but then
political
kind of ruined
discourse.
its sequel. Well,
Oh,
prequels.
we're not talking about Mankind Divided. That's
No, but it ruined the original. The original Deus Ex didn't have like all those fancy sepia-toned buildings. It was just like modern day, but we have some augments.
Yeah, I guess.
But it's
yeah.
set after this one, so it's like, do we have like a
It's not.
recursion?
It's set before the original.
Yeah, Human Revolution is a prequel to Deus
Yeah,
Ex.
it's a prequel.
That's
The way
what I'm saying.
the way it works
Human
is
Revolution, things are more advanced to the original Deus Ex.
no, well, Deus Ex everyone is cyborg, so everything is nano.
Everyone
so
is cyborgs,
yeah.
but the world itself looks like.
That's because it's in ruin. That's because it's like plagues and shit happening.
That's what I'm saying though. Is like, did they suddenly like, okay, let's just strip away all the paint, remove the copper wire, and we'll go back to the bare concrete?
That's the Illuminati was ruining the world at that point. So it kind of does make sense where everything was nice and shiny in Human Revolution when it was at the height of augmented technology and everyone was doing.
They put that orange filter over it.
Yeah, and everyone was in clover, and then shit eventually gets worse.
Better with an orange filter.
Yeah, come on, man. That's why I did the
Yeah,
color.
I love looking through those piss-filled windows.
That's why I did my room in this color. Come on,
Absolutely.
man. The main
That's why I
characters.
piss on my window.
This is a chaos room,
That's
right?
why-
Yeah.
That's why I piss
The
on my
chaos
windows.
furniture. But no, Alex Jensen's a great character as well. I love him.
Yeah.
Adam Jensen, I
Adam
should say.
Jensen,
Yes.
I was about to correct you.
And he's just so deadpan, and I love it because it just again plays on how Denton was back in the day.
It
and
plays
this
on
guy-
JC Denton because when they tried to humanize him with Alex in
Yeah.
Invisible War, it just didn't work.
No.
Because he just turned out to be a whining little bitch.
Such a
The main
bitch.
thing is he didn't ask for it, but he got on with it.
I never asked for this.
I never asked for this.
Yeah, rip.
That's a good meme.
It's just so funny because this woman is like pouring her heart out. Yeah, my best friend died. Yeah, rip, whatever. Cool, mate. I literally died. Look at my arms.
I'll pour one out for one's homie.
I'm now a super strong video game protagonist.
Yeah.
Fucking why?
The one shame about this is that it ran out of money because you had Detroit and Shanghai as the two main cities. There was meant to be Montreal, which was where the studio was.
Yeah,
Ironically
but
enough.
the developers didn't slot their stats right.
No,
Didn't get a high enough bar.
they put all their points in swimming.
All of the points.
Yes, but no, even
they made actually
yeah.
the first submergible PlayStation disc stuff.
I did like as well how it in the same way that Deus Ex set up its endings, did a quite good job of this as well. Although what I loved was the secret fort option where you could just like, Joe, let's just blow everything up. It's just like, because again, I would feel that that's the correct ending. It's like one man should not decide the fate of the world. I'll just
Well,
let.
it was the same with the first Deus Ex
Yeah.
as well. You had the whole no gods, no masters
Yes.
kind of
Ending, yeah.
Yeah.
which is the ending I generally always go for in all games.
As attested in our playthrough, lads.
Yeah, but what about the Illuminati? Surely they deserve some love. They were just trying to make the world a better place according to their own ideals.
Absolutely, and they deserved love with a bullet.
Yeah, there we go.
Or a very
That's the name I
blunt
was
blade
looking
if you're fucking Adam Jensen. just knocking.
Yeah.
Well,
my no-kill run went downhill
Yeah.
very quickly when I realised I could stab people with a nimble blade.
It's also that what I love was the fact that one of the
Also, the takedown kills
yeah.
are great.
yeah, they're brilliant. Just like tapping on the shoulder.
No, the
Oh,
double
hello.
double takedown kills.
Yes.
It's so worth getting the reflex booster for the double takedown kills.
Yeah,
because they are hilarious. At one stage, you're using the other guy as a shield.
Yeah,
There was somebody reviewed it. I think it might have been Yahtzee Croshaw.
could have been.
Zero
Yeah.
punctuation, where he was like, I think it was Ross Scott from Ross's Game Dungeon. One of the two.
Yeah.
Where he went, I love how I keep doing these non-lethal takedowns, literally bludgeoning these people half to death, and the game still calls me a paragon saint.
No, a pacifist.
You're pacifist.
Yes.
If you no-kill the whole, if you
But
no-kill the
you're
game,
beating them to death with fucking suplexes and wrestling moves, and it's like, yeah, I'm a pacifist.
To be fair, if I was able to mod things, I'd mod it so in Human Revolution you could RKO somebody as a non-lethal takedown. Because come on, you should be able to do that
Well,
in a game.
if somebody can make the fucking John Cena theme appear in Fallout every time you launch the
Yes,
the fucking the Batman.
the smart Batman, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or X Gun Give It To You.
Yeah.
Resident Evil.
Oh,
It's so stupid.
oh, I love it.
It's not even thematically correct.
So not.
Fantastic.
It's funny, and that's all that matters.
Exactly.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Cool.
what's your 34?
My 34 is back to the Wii/Wii U, depending on how you got it. Brilliant game. Again, another one where if you bought the sequel, you got the first one bundled with it, and my god, does that make value. It's Bayonetta 2.
Oh,
I'm going to admit I've never played Bayonetta 2 because I've never had a Wii or Wii U. And I am annoyed at this because
Yeah.
it was PlayStation
Fucking
game
great.
before
Yeah.
that. And I fucking love Bayonetta.
Yep. Bayonetta 2, great. Pretty much the definition of how you do a sequel, in which case you do everything, you take everything that the first one did right and just do more of it. Fantastic. I always loved the Bayonettas. They were always crazy, kind of off the wall, kind of witchy. The hypersexualized element of it didn't really bother me too much.
Considering that it's written by a woman to be like a paragon of female empowerment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think,
But then again, you see like kind of the developer videos where one of the fucking modelers goes on for about 10 minutes about how lovingly he sculpted her ass.
yeah.
You're kind of going,
It's Japanese.
This,
so-
this got creepy 2 minutes in. And
this
it's a
just
15-minute
general
moment.
culturally
Yeah.
sexually
This
repressed.
got creepy when I came 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to keep one out.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, also when you have your characters like special moves where all of her clothes come off.
That's actually something fun about the marketing of the first one.
Yeah.
Where they had all the post-it notes on like a nude picture of Bayonetta in Subway in Tokyo.
Yeah.
And they had to pull off, everyone that walked by pulled off one to reveal slightly more of her.
Yeah.
Until finally it revealed Bayonetta coming to PlayStation and Xbox in whatever date. It was just like, yeah, that's a bit risque.
Bit risque. But in any case, behind the risque, if you can stomach that at times, it may not be it's one of those games where you really kind of wouldn't want people walking in and you playing it.
In fairness, yeah.
Especially with the Wii joystick, if you're shaking it like
Yeah,
this in
you
front of
are
you.
cranking that.
Hey, how exactly do you start explaining that? No,
But in any
it's
case, let's get past the taboo nature because we're all adults, and we're
Yes.
all mature people. Fundamentally, it's a brilliantly constructed game where the difficulty levels open up more of the game. So if you want to play it on easy, you're going to get a good experience. You want to play it harder, not literally. It opens up a lot more of the fucking the gaming areas and the structure, and it's a really, really good game. It's totally zany, off the wall, loads and loads of fun, which is fundamental to games, and that's how you want games to be fun.
As I understand, it has a really fun story as well.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's got a lot of darker elements as well to it, given the game does look like it looks like a saturating pop video at times.
Yeah.
But holy shit, when it gets dark, it goes fucking hard dark.
Yeah.
And no, it's just a fantastic, but it's never jarring. It's not like clunk. Now we're dark, clunk. Now we're light. Hey, let's go pop
games
anime.
do that.
Yes, but no, it's brilliant. Voice acting is fantastic. The character models are all great. It's a fucking brilliantly
Some
well
fun characters
game.
actually stolen from Devil May Cry.
Absolutely.
It's from the original creators, Team Clover or Team Little Devil, which became Team Little Angels in Platinum Games to make Bayonetta.
But in any case, it's very, very, very good. If you're not into the hyper masculinity of the Devil May Cry games, get into the Bayonetta. You will love them. And even if you are, play the Bayonetta.
Because
grow a little.
It's Devil May Cry, and you'll love it.
And you'll love it. Get them both. And again, get Bayonetta 2. There's special editions out there that are still available. I checked.
Okay, fine. Jeez.
Where you can get the first one with it. Go for it.
Yeah, but should I get it on Switch or the Wii U?
Get it in either, man. It looks fantastic. Get it on the Switch. Fuck it. Go for it.
Okay, let's do it.
Right, very good. Adam, you're 33.
Oh shit, it's my turn.
Yes.
Okay, my 33, another Xbox 360 game that Neil's always scoffing about. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas.
Oh my fucking god.
Go on, Adam.
Have you played this?
The death of the Rainbow Six series.
Really?
Ooh, hot take.
Do not
Okay,
like it.
you know what? I'll admit that it's the first Rainbow Six game I played. I played it with friends, and we got so good at it, we were fucking flying around with pistols only. As a fun mission, you know. We were like, sniper rifles are always one-hit kills, so you can see enemies when they're... One thing I really love about this, I will say, is if an enemy's behind cover, but you can see a part of them poking out, you can shoot that, and it will fucking hit them.
Yeah.
There's no fucking invisible barrier of, I'm behind cover, therefore immortal. There's the case of, I'm hiding behind this barrel, shoot through the barrel, dead. Another great thing about it is when you're playing co-op, like multiplayer, two-player, local, you can break the fuck out of the game. So the game actually won't spawn enemies properly unless both characters hit a trigger. So it will spawn some of the enemies for one and some for another. At which point you can like go into a room, clear out all the enemies, and go to the back of a room where there's a spawn point down a blocked corridor, and just wait for them all to spawn in and pop them in the back of the head as they walk through. Another great thing about it is it's a Tom Clancy game, so there's actually quite well written story for a military game. About, terrorists attacking. But it's an excellent game. Some of the enemy spawns as well are just phenomenal. Like you do a rope drop. That's a lot of the game is rope drops. Yeah. And you like abseil down buildings and can choose what window to breach and choose to tell your team what windows to breach. Again, this is part of the features was it had the mic compatibility with the PlayStation
that's
headset.
right.
So you could give commands as you were playing.
That looked pretty cool actually.
I mean, it didn't work all the time, especially with this Irish accent. But when it did work, you felt so fucking badass.
I've seen a new VR game, I think, that's based off SWAT, like the old Police Quest games, that has the same sort of compatibility. So kind of Rainbow Six kind of pioneered that sort of stuff.
One of the reasons why I didn't like Vegas was it was when that was the death of the hyper planning in the previous Rainbow Six games, which is what I loved, where you actually mapped out the levels where your teams would go and you would tell throughout the levels you position your snipers. Yeah. But your snipers wouldn't fire. You did only fire when you hit like snipers hot.
But then you do get that, and it's a watered down version of it.
It's a very watered down version, but that's
still there.
I don't want the watered down version. It became more like a first person shooter. Like I played Siege, and Siege is just basically like a poor man's version of SWAT 4. Like it's like if I want to play SWAT 4, guess what? I've got SWAT 4 I can go play.
But you did. I didn't. This was my Rainbow Six game. This was my fucking... This was the game I had. I had it on my Xbox when my only other choices were the shitty Gears of War or fucking Project Gotham Racing.
All of which are on this list.
Yes. Good point.
dear.
Anyway, it was a great game, and I had fun playing it with friends.
Yeah.
And getting really good at it. And Neil just lost his invitation to play it.
Oh, I don't think he wanted to go anyway. He was washing his hair that
I
night.
was hoping you'd hand it to me so I could rip it up in front of you.
Anyway, I'd recommend it. Neil wouldn't.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so my number 33 is a Gran Turismo game, but I have to do a bit of a Sophie's choice here because I made a change to this list without saving it.
I made a change to the list without my prior knowledge.
Without my prior knowledge, so I
I'm
have to
dead.
choose between two of my favourite Gran Turismo games. And I'm going to have to go for Gran Turismo 5, which is the one on the PS3.
Now, isn't that the same as the other Gran Turismo game that you were about to mention?
No, the other Gran Turismo game was Gran Turismo 4, which is on the PS2. And the reason I was going to mention that was because of a hell of an achievement I did when I had my broken leg, and that was doing the 24 hours Le Mans.
Oh my god.
Straight.
Oh my god.
What is it with us and broken appendages playing video games?
Crazy, right? No, I'll pick Gran Turismo 5 because it actually had a lot of content on it. The racing mechanics were really, really good. A lot of endurance races, but this time you actually saved during them, which was actually a fucking blessing in disguise. Quite clever though, you had to go for a pit stop. So if you wanted to stop during an endurance race, do you know what? You park up like everyone else in real life does.
You don't just hit pause and then hit save.
No, you have to
reload
pit.
across from the...
Yeah, you have to pit, which is like obscene realism. It's just a weird thought to have, because the creator of the series at this stage,
anyone that stops in a pit stop can just get out of the car, leave, go off for half an hour, have a shit, and then come back. And
well, that's normally what happens.
We'll start again.
They wait for it, yeah. Yeah, I remember actually in the last F1 race, Lewis Hamilton was dying for a shite, so they just stopped the race for him. Such is the rights of the world champion. But,
I hit the pause button.
Yeah. but no.
Guys, I called a timeout.
But no, this game is really, really good. I remember at the time being delayed for like fucking years because it was packing so much stuff and everyone was giving in.
I thought you were about to say, I remember it was delayed years because it was actually so shit.
No, I think what they were doing was trying to put so much stuff into it. They had big deal was that they finally got Ferraris. Like they actually got the license for Ferraris and nearly got Porsches.
Do you know who had the license for Ferraris? Project Gotham Racing.
And they were fucking shit.
They were terrible.
But they also had
again the only game you can finish sideways.
Yeah, but they also got like NASCAR. So you had like a NASCAR section where you learn how to drive the cars.
You have a NASCAR racing against a Ferrari in it.
You can, yeah.
On a road.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Standard petrol.
Yeah, you can. You can do that. You can have. They had World Rally Championship. That was pretty cool too. They had these automatically generated rally tracks that you had to go on. That was pretty cool. They had this go-karts. They had the supercar, the X11 I think it was called, and that just went like 300 miles an hour, and it was impossible to drive with a steering wheel. Still is. My favourite thing on it though was the course creator, where you had all these kind of areas like the German forest or Tuscany or all these other areas, and you just automatically generate the track and see what you get. You can get these kind of weird like undulations.
So it's a random generator.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily you make one and share it.
You can make it, right? We can share it. There used to be this kind of weird like site you could do it, yeah. But you can't like download someone else's track, which was such a shame.
Because you could build based on their specs.
You could try. Well, it's all random. You see, it's
that's what I was asking.
generated.
Is there a course creator or is there a course randomizer?
It's kind of a course randomizer, but the way you could do it is once you kind of have the framework. You see, you could take each section and change
if you draw
something
the
else.
general shape of a dick, it will put that into a forest.
You could try,
and you'll get bushes all down near the.
It's a tiny part. We can get like weird undulation. We're going over like a big hill.
Those are herpes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but no, that was actually pretty cool. I remember having like 100 created tracks that I all loved because they're all different.
Stupid.
Or I had like this kind of like big long like straight around, and then just like this weird kind of complex. We had to do all these corners. It was really cool stuff. And yeah, there's just so much content in this fucking game, and it's probably the best Gran Turismo game there. The 6th game got a bit too wanky about like car porn basically, where I tried to collaborate with manufacturers over projects and all that. Thankfully, with the new game Gran Turismo Sport, it's getting back on track with actual pure racing.
Yes. Back on track.
I'm still waiting for Course Creator 2 version 2 though, so you better get onto that, you fuckers. Neil, I pass it over to you.
My 33, one of the best games ever created on the PC, Blade Runner.
Oh yes,
the Blade Runner
game.
Yeah, it is absolutely
and it
brilliant.
takes place alongside the movie.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic. It's a continuation of one of my most favourite movies ever.
Yeah.
It's
Does it have the director's cut ending, which everyone universally hates?
It's not a.
there's like 15 different fucking versions of it. No,
it's set in the same universe as Blade Runner, but the
it doesn't have the really bad narration that Harrison Ford did, so it wouldn't be used.
Yeah, but he sounds like he's actually reading the at gunpoint.
He went in and actually didn't want to read it, so he was like, "Yeah, I'll just do this as bad as possible." They won't use. Oh, they used it.
They fucking used it. Oh god, they used it. Oh god. No, it's fantastic. Even as a game in its own right.
Yeah.
It's just brilliant. The investigation tools are fantastic.
Yeah.
The crime scene.
It's by far the best FMV game I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's
that's actually used the
it's
technology well.
The number
does it have the actors from the movie or?
Well, no. What it does is it does
one or two of the ancillary characters.
Yeah.
Come in.
Kind of background characters.
The girl with the snake.
Yeah.
She's in it.
Because it is set in the same universe, you see, but it's a completely different story.
It's another Blade Runner.
But you do go to the same areas in it as well, and you do something weirdly similar as well. So you're investigating a lot of
synth.
So
you reach
it's just brilliant, and then the plot twists throughout the whole thing where the game's trying to convince you whether or not you are or are not a synth. It's just fantastic. It's really, really good. Doing the void, actually getting to do a void comp test on a number of people is fucking brilliant. Where you're trying to elicit responses,
and you're trying to read them as well. Like.
Yeah, you're actually trying to read the response, and it's just you reading like pupil dilations.
Yeah,
from hard, medium, from soft, medium, and hard questions.
And do you have your own checklist of a book to work from?
You can if you want to. You just do it out yourself, but it's just you're trying to elicit response, and you don't get responses.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when you know that they're a robot.
Reaction time is a factor in this, so please pay attention. Where do you live?
Downtown, 4th sector. Hey, this is great. Should I be sitting any special way?
Just relax. A man dressed in rags approaches you on the street and asks for money.
I tell him to get a job. Ain't he heard there's a labor shortage around here?
You're 7 years old. You manage to steal several marshmallows from the kitchen and sneak them back to your bedroom. You're caught, and your father spanks you.
Good for him.
You rent a mountain cabin. On the wall, someone has hung old maps and Currier and Ives prints.
I'm not much for art.
A deer's head is mounted above the fireplace. A full stag with developed horns.
I'd burn it. Burn the whole damn place to the ground.
Here's the upsetting part for me, right? It's so hard to a game now to get because again, it's in that weird region where just this stuff was not backed up anywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of in a where it's not backed up anywhere, and also the engines that they use are notoriously uncooperative.
It's all the FMV games. They're so hard to port.
Yeah, very uncooperative. I think it's fared a lot better than a lot of games of that.
Definitely,
region.
yeah.
But
hands
it's
down.
just fucking brilliant.
Here's heartbreak for you, right?
Absolutely brilliant.
I got gifted Blade Runner, the game, because it came on 4 CDs, right?
Yeah.
And I had a line for a long time because again I didn't actually have a clue what Blade Runner was at that time. And I said, okay, I'm bored. Let's see what I have in these old collection. I said, oh, Blade Runner. I'll try and open this up. All the CDs were gone.
Oh.
It was an empty jewel case. That's heartbreak.
Someone gifted you an empty jewel case.
Yeah. Because apparently they found it somewhere and just said they give it to me to see it. Because I used to get this weird supply of these obscure games from some bloke. And he said, here, I found this game in a bin, and it was like Ghost in the Shell for the PSP.
Fucking hell.
It was like, I found this in a bin. I was like, cool, thanks.
Is that actually, the one you sold me?
Yeah.
But,
same game, actually, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's easily the best movie tie-in game ever made. Very, very easily the best movie tie-in. Good. It works great as a puzzle game. Works great as an investigative game. Works great as an action game.
Yeah.
And it works great just as a purely storyline-driven narrative.
I seriously hope it's on Good Games at some stage.
And if you're a fan of the film, you pretty much kind of, by law, have to play this. And even if you're not, you're missing out on a stunning.
Because there's that argument that the game is...
that if you don't play it, you'll be retired?
In that you mean I'll actually shoot you in the head and make you fall through a pane of glass,
Or actually just press his eyes in until he bleeds.
Yes, Taya. Wake up! Time to die.
Yeah,
Time to die.
I'd still pick you up off the edge.
But that's it.
We're nerds.
32, Adam.
32 for Adam. Okay. 32 for Adam's going back to the PS3. We're going back to Capcom before I hated them. I love them again. We're cool. We're cool.
Okay, we're cool.
It's Lost Planet Extreme Condition.
Oh my god.
The first one is so much different from the sequels because it actually has a story. It is a really fun game where you it's a run and gunner. You platform. You have a grappling hook, much like Just Cause for moving. You're on a planet that's completely covered in ice, fighting against these giant bug monsters that are the native inhabitants that have thermal energy, so giant glowing weak spots.
Yeah.
That you shoot to collect thermal energy to keep yourself alive. So you've got this device on your arm that converts their thermal energy into your own body heat.
Yeah.
Which you can actually use then to power up mecha. Like giant mecha suits.
But you have to
Getting
choose
back to
between
something
them,
that I know someone likes. I don't know who.
Some guilty pleasure of some kind.
Yes.
And you can augment these mecha with like chain guns or chainsaws, fucking pile drivers, whatever you want, and they have so much more mobility based on whether or not they have booster packs or if they're excavation droids.
Yeah.
And you use them to fight things. It's such a fun game, and as I say, the story of it's brilliant. You're part of a small band of snow pirates. So people that have come to this planet to try and make a living, like generations ago, but then they realized, oh shit, all these monsters are here. Fucking sponsorship pulls out, leaves the people there. Then the people realize, oh shit, if we start harnessing this thermal energy that these bugs live off, we might actually be able to survive. In fact, it seems to slow down our own aging processes. One of these characters might be functionally immortal. I wonder if it could be the main character who, gets hit like a tank and is functionally immortal.
Whoever was on the design team was a big fan of the Dig because it's exactly Brink's character.
It is a great game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put. Well, I played the second one with my brother. It goes multiplayer and you're playing as bands of snow pirates, and it has secondary characters that all have their story. But the first one is great because it has an overarching story.
Yeah.
You're an amnesiac who was found in one of these mecha, and you're the only person in that snow pirate team who has the device that can power it. So you're the one who's sent out on the front load for all these missions to try and get the thermal energy that they need to survive. And then the two characters, basically there are three characters, geeky guy I don't remember the name of, Luca and Wayne. Now Luca has a cracking rack. I'm only joking.
Very good, very good.
But it's a wonderful game, and the story is worth playing. It's Capcom cheese.
Yeah.
Like proper old school
cheese.
Capcom cheese.
But that's good though. You need cheese.
And
That's part of a
when they were a game
well-balanced
company that made
diet.
games.
yeah. Again, this was before we had a falling out.
But it's okay now.
Yeah.
It's got better.
I'm happy with them.
Yeah, okay.
They're
You're
doing well.
32?
My number 32 is, I believe, the only Bethesda game on my list. It is Skyrim.
Ew.
Skyrim, yeah. I fucking love Skyrim when it came out. Just got lost in it. Just
My
really
guess is
enjoyed
you
it.
haven't played any of the previous Elder Scrolls
No,
games.
in fairness, I've been trying to play Oblivion, which I believe is a lot better.
Sorry, that was mean of me.
No. Like I said,
It's a game that's fucking popular. It's been ported to everything.
Yeah.
Even a Bethesda employee's body. He died 3 hours later, but they managed to port it to him.
I believe people are playing on spleens now at this stage, but yeah, no, it's I just fucking loved the game when it came out. Just got lost in it, played it for hours, fucking enjoyed it until it got worse.
I mean, I've sunk 400 hours into
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I think around the 30-40 hour stage is when people start getting stuck into pavements and old women start walking up to quite literally up to the heavens.
Or
But-
you get duplicate characters of people you've
Yeah,
already killed.
yeah. No, I liked it. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I just enjoyed the idea of just like having all these different flavors of swords, all enchanted, and just running around and hacking the shit out of anything I can find.
So did you get your smithing up to 100 by crafting the same iron dagger 1,000 times?
I was the iron dagger fucking salesman. I'm fine. I'm selling these fine iron daggers.
What are you doing? I'm crafting an iron dagger so I can eventually make the world's greatest armor. I see you're going to get your smithing skill up. That's incredibly wasteful. I'm going to tape them all together into a gauntlet.
I'm going to make myself the armadillo.
Yeah, the DLCs were quite fun as well, like, because I think I also got on PS4 where all the DLCs are there.
Yeah, where they
and the programming doesn't clash, so you don't have these weird kind of glitches.
Yeah,
Ride the Dragon is pretty fun.
PS3 where they were a year late and at a half price discount. Only half price.
I know,
at a year late.
The other story I'll share with Skyrim was I'm not a fan of all of the paid mods system, but the one I did actually try was a survival mode for Skyrim, where basically it introduces the kind of like the health bar, hunger bar, sleep bar, all this sort of stuff, and it affects your health, your sleep, and your stamina. Obviously.
Yes, PC gamers, we know you get that for free.
Indeed. So I tried it with Skyrim, and it is actually a lot of fun because what you have to do is you have to stock up food. And you have to make food now as well. So
you can't just eat an entire block of cheese in one sitting.
No, here's the thing.
That's the way 4 months.
The way you make it work is you basically arm yourself with soup. So I was there traveling the lands because obviously I've half
frozen soup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
10 kilos of soup.
10 kilos. I became some sort of wandering soup warrior, where it's just like, this place is quite cold. I know. Bit of soup. Sorted.
A bit of soup I made 3 months ago and have been walking around in a frozen tundra with. That'll warm me up.
Going to Winterhold.
Taste my ladle.
Because of course, because the thing with the cold is as well, right?
What is this, Dark Souls?
Yeah. You see, soup is quite crucial because one of the main functions of it is cold. So when you're wearing armor, you have to actually wear stuff that will keep you warm. Especially when you're going to places like Winterhold and wherever the mental guy in the igloo lives. You see, going to him will actually kill you unless you're wearing the right armor.
So you equip yourself with a full set of Strawlham, which is
fur,
never melting ice.
With fur, and you need to have you need to make up hot soup, which have the fire salts in them, and then that'll get you through the cold.
So you go out and you kill a bunch of fire demons.
Yeah, basically, you have to farm the fire salts to make up hot soup.
Jesus.
So again, it's so much more involved, and it kind of extends the game time that way, and just makes you just enjoy it a bit more. And of course, no fast travel either. So you have to go from point A to point B, or hire carts, do the whole thing you have to do, sleep, eat, fucking do all the things.
That's why I play video games.
Yeah.
To remember that I need to eat and sleep.
Yeah, basically, yeah, but not in real life. Not in real life. That's the most important part there.
Cool.
Okay, Neil, number 31.
My number 31 is PC. My 32.
32, yeah.
My 32.
Yeah.
Again, back to the classics, back to the PC. It's Thief 2.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, Thief 2 the Metal Age.
Yeah, good game.
Best of the Thief games. They tried to reboot it and it sucked. Anus. Mainly because they left it to Edios. But brilliant. Fantastic continuation in the Thief storyline. I really think it could have actually really had legs. Garrett was such a compelling dickhead of a character. The whole subterfuge, the whole political intrigue, and the whole fact that he didn't give a fuck about it. He was just trying to nick as much shit as he can.
The Thief's way, baby.
Absolutely. The difficulty level scaled really fucking well. To the point where if you wanted to play it on expert, you couldn't kill anybody. And you could only knock out a certain amount of people.
Yeah, because most people would notice when, oh shit, we're meant to have 18 guards around here.
So it's one of the stealth games that made you kind of sneak by people. The lockpickings were great, it was very tense. And no, it was really fucking good. It was great. It had a really lovely steampunk aesthetic that was simultaneously creepy but wasn't jarring with the world, as in kind of, oh, you're just putting this in because it looks kind of creepy. There's no way anybody would actually do this. Yeah. No, it does. It does. There's a whole lot of lore in the game as well that you can pick up and read. And it was just really good. It's just really fucking great.
And you get to bludgeon people in the back of the head.
Which is what people want.
Absolutely. Whacking people in the back of the head with blackjacks.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. Where'd you get that?
Mail order. No, it was fucking great. Just T2. Fantastically, brilliantly constructed game. It was just absolutely brilliant. It forced you to kind of comb through every level, nicking as much shit as you possibly could.
Yeah, exactly.
It was fantastic.
Well, as is the thief's way, you have to do it.
Nick anything that's not nailed down. Adam, you're 31.
31. I know I'm not going to get any flack for this one. I'm quite confident.
In my restless dreams, I see that town, Silent Hill. promised you'd take me there again someday. But you never did. Well, I'm alone there now. In our special place. Waiting for you.
Silent Hill 2.
Yay!
Wow, I thought it'd be higher, but okay.
No.
Why is that not higher?
Okay, fine. I'm getting flack for this. I have games that I enjoyed more on my list.
Fair enough.
Silent Hill 2 is great. Survival horror. It's got the rendering distance problems that plagued the first one, which made it actually much better than the remaster. It's a great story where you're James coming to town looking for the remnants of your dead wife.
Who you've gotten a letter off.
Yes.
Yes.
You're drawn to Silent Hill.
And you're like, why do I have a letter from my dead wife?
Mystery
did I
abounds.
get it before or after she died? No, definitely before.
Yeah, totally.
It's very good. It's really psychological. It's the one that introduces the nurses and Pyramid Head as the fucking main antagonists, which, you know, in this game makes sense because they're remnants of his psyche.
Boss.
Yeah, which is very dark connotations.
If you even think about it just for a second, you're like, ooh, no, I'm going places I don't want to.
If you look at the wall, which have the pulsating, gyrating phallic images, it's nope, don't want to.
Even if you just hear her talking to it.
Yeah. And having her as the boss at the end, phenomenal. It's great. And you do everything, you get there wrong, and you get the suicide ending, and it's actually the ending that tells you the most about your character.
Yeah.
Which I fucking love.
I love the whole, are you sure, did he do it or did he not do it?
Oh,
thing.
no.
They heavily, like, there was quite a big period of that game where I'm not ashamed to admit I wasn't sure if he'd actually killed his wife or not.
No. Well, I'm of the opinion that he did. Now that is my thought, is that he has the pure guilt of he was bound by her.
People go to Silent Hill.
Because isn't Silent Hill like the whole thing about guilt?
Yeah, it's about purgatory. You go to Silent Hill to suffer.
It's also the thing as well where Silent Hill only shows you particularly what you think.
Yeah.
Because
they look like monsters to you?
Yeah, exactly. When you read the other characters and they're all telling you, like the child, I think the little girl.
I can't remember her name.
She can't see anything.
Yeah, she's just happily running around.
She's just
it's her
running around.
fucking hometown.
Yeah,
that's it. And I love the lore, the fact that they make references to things in it.
Yeah.
Like the serial killer that's mentioned in the newspaper.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, so that helped me with this puzzle, but I've heard about this before.
He comes up again in he's the serial killer in Silent Hill 4, the room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Comes up a few times actually. I think he might be the playable character in one of the side stories.
Maybe.
Anyway, getting off topic, I haven't played the side stories, bar Homecoming. But fucking great game. And the puzzle difficulty. Having different difficulties for puzzles is great.
I loved this. I fucking loved it. And the hard puzzle difficulty was fucking impossible.
It was actually proper fucking, Oxford scholars would sit down and go, oh, that was a good puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take out all of Shakespeare and it's like, shit, I need to get Shakespeare from my own fucking bookshelf.
I was about to say that. Like, one of the puzzles, from medium to hard, on medium, it's this kind of missing number in a code key puzzle. Whereas on hard, you needed in-depth knowledge of at least 3 Shakespeare plays.
Oh my God.
To come up with the code for it.
Great though. I mean, I fucking loved that.
It was the number of It was the number of witches in Hamlet.
Yeah.
The number of witches. Sorry, in Macbeth.
Yeah.
King Henry something.
Yeah,
like
Henry was there. Fuck.
I can't even. I don't think I've solved the puzzle by myself, which is I'm not ashamed to admit. I'm not an English lit major, but it's a fucking great game.
Yeah,
and some of the puzzles weren't actually optional. They were just for extra health drinks or extra ammo, which you then use in your rifle to kill the 3 pyramid heads at the end. Phenomenal game. I
Brilliant.
love it.
Truly great.
Yeah.
Stunning game.
I'm like halfway through Silent Hill 2 myself, so.
Oh, so we just spoiled.
No. I know what happens already, so it's all right.
Go for the dog ending. That's the
sheep ending. Yes.
Yeah.
It was you all along. Damn it.
That's in place of the alien ending this time.
Yes, it's in place of the alien ending, the Shiba Inu ending.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think that's the canon ending, in my opinion.
Oh, the alien Shiba endings, I think, have their own And that's
And rightfully so. Rightfully so.
It's just hilarious. It's a good way of the game just not having any kind of. Well, it does have a sense.
And
Yeah.
I'll say the first and the third one being in the same continuity, it's good, but the third one kind of, I didn't want more of the first one.
Yeah.
I didn't want that story wrapped up, as it were.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair
That
enough.
said, though, it's like when you look into the Red God, Yellow God lore and all that shit, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's really well thought out. It's it's a fantastic series of
So,
games.
no, it's great even if you just look at classic horror.
Yeah, I think Shattered Memories on the Wii was a great reboot. It's just on the Wii.
Yeah, no,
it didn't hit a good audience. If they just had the balls to go, look, we've got something really good here. Let's release it on every fucking console.
I might get flack for this, but I liked Homecoming as an action game,
Well,
not as a horror game though.
I didn't want to play it on that, but that's the thing. If you're buying,
That's
a
on
Silent
PSP,
Hill,
wasn't
if
it?
you're buying it,
No, it was a PS3.
yeah, PS3. If you're buying a Silent Hill game, though, you don't want an action game. That's my point.
Yeah,
Anyway.
no, I agree with Neil on that.
Yep.
Okay, my number 31 is a sequel to a much loved PC game. It's Portal 2.
Ooh.
Portal 2. It's, first of all, I will qualify by saying I think I don't have Portal on my list because
First of
I
all, I'll
haven't.
qualify by saying I've never played Portal 2.
I'm going by saying
Let me qualify this by saying the cake is the lie.
I don't have Portal, the original one, on my list. So as a kind of as to compensate, I have Portal 2 on it instead. It's just great. It's just good fun.
Okay, you talk about Portal 2, I'll talk about Portal 1. We'll see what matches. So you play as the main character Shell.
Yes. You have Stephen Merchant is just fantastic as Wheatley.
Yeah.
Just he's so good at that kind of role. Like, just this kind of like gormless fucking sphere that just like, oh yeah, no, let's do these things. Oh look, I have the access to the world. Fantastic. And
Your constant
Off you
companion
pop.
GLaDOS and your Snyder marks just make
Potato
everything
GLaDOS
so fun.
is so fucking funny. Just, I'm a potato. I'm so happy at this.
The puzzles, just fucking working your way with weighted cubes,
Yeah.
pressing buttons. You don't even need portals for most of the game.
No, because you start working with slime then at that stage. Or is it slime or paint? It was paint, wasn't it?
There's the propulsion slime. There's
Yeah.
the white fluid.
Yes,
which
to
you
make
can use
portals,
to make
yeah.
portals. Yeah.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff, and even going back into actually starting to, because Portal was a great thing just as a kind of almost like a bonus as it were in the Orange
it was
Box
a little side thing.
Yeah.
By what were the developers?
by Valve.
No, yeah, but it was a development team who made Lentacular Drop or something was the
Oh,
name of
right,
the game.
yeah.
And Valve picked that up and was like, "Shit, can you make this a full game? Here, have all our resources, learn how to, program and source."
Yeah. No, that's great. And like I said, Portal 2 just put the meat on the bones then. It just gave like the whole kind of context for like Aperture Sciences and all that stuff. It just gave the actual story plot for that game.
One great thing about the Portal series is just it's part of the Half-Life canon, but it actually has such dry, sarcastic wit.
Yeah, and especially in the co-op actually, because the co-op is kind of plays more like the original Portal in a way, from what I know anyway. Because there's actually no story and plot about it; it's just puzzles, and you're just trying to work out between the two of you. We actually played the co-op.
I finally got him to say story plot.
That's osmosis for you. But yeah, like it's always that same thing. It's just like you're playing now as kind of as like a traditional Portal game, if you like. Outside, if you didn't like the more narrative based campaign of the single player, here's the co-op. It plays more like the Portal you would know and love. So you're pleasing both sides of the argument, really.
It's also a great way to end a friendship.
Yeah, it is, as we've proven ourselves. And of course, I can't end up this review of Portal 2 with 2 words: Cave Johnson. One of the best characters that doesn't have anything to do really. He's just there. He's giving a fuck, and what else can you say? He's just fantastic, and gives a good bit of backstory to GLaDOS too.
You're not part of the control group, by the way. You get the gel. Last poor son of a gun got blue paint. All joking aside, that did happen. Broke every bone in his legs. Tragic, but informative. Or so I'm told. The lab boys just informed me that I should not have mentioned the control group. They're telling me I ought to stop making these pre-recorded messages. That gave me an idea. Make more pre-recorded messages. I pay the bills here, I can talk about the control group all damn day. For this next test, we put nanoparticles in the gel. In layman's terms, that's a billion little gizmos that are going to travel into your bloodstream and pump experimental genes and RNA molecules and so forth into your tumors. Now, maybe you don't have any tumors. Well, don't worry. If you sat on a folding chair in the lobby and weren't wearing lead underpants, we took care of that too. Oh, in case you got covered in that repulsion gel, here's some advice the lab boys gave me. Do not get covered in the repulsion gel. We haven't entirely nailed down what element it is yet, but I'll tell you this, it's a lively one, and it does not like the human skeleton.
You've been uncharacteristically polite, Neil.
I've been uncharacteristically polite because my 31 is Portal.
Yes!
It really fucking is. It's all look.
Yeah,
Oh,
confirmed.
phenomenal.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Okay,
That's
so
why
let's
I
just
don't know.
rehash
I don't know if any
everything.
of you were looking at me when he said Portal 2, and I just went, oh, okay then.
Cool, mate.
Yeah, I got it in the orange box. I bought the orange box when I was living in Canada, and I was like, Portal, what the fuck is this? Oh my god, it's the greatest thing ever. Fantastic little mini game, brilliant. It's about as memeable a game as you could possibly command.
Yeah.
I think if I went out to actually make a game as a meme, I could come up with a game like this. It's brilliant. You'll invariably see, if you're in any nerd convention, you'll invariably see at least 9 million people with "the cake is a lie" or some fucking
As is
shit
tradition.
t-shirts.
Terrible.
As is tradition. It's terrible, but it's just a testament to how the game's kind of filtered itself into the consciousness. It's really good, but again, all of the shit around the whole memery and the subtext.
Oh, ignore
detract.
the fucking fan base.
Exactly,
That's
ignore the fan base, but just detract them back. That is a superbly put together game.
Yeah,
with
we can all agree on that.
Masterful mechanics. And if you really want to get into the whole secret area, Easter eggy kind of thing, you're going to find a wealth of shit just wallow in.
Which
it's
you get
fucking
phenomenal
brilliant.
comics for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing, look, if
You just made something out of nothing.
Exactly.
That was the thing, like, especially with Portal 2.
It was a piece of gold they got dropped into their lap. I think with Portal 2, they tried a little too hard. They were really trying to push it, whereas Portal 1, they were just...
It was a happy accident.
It was a happy accident, exactly. And then you're trying to recreate it with Portal 2, and I don't think it really worked as well.
Yeah.
Worked very well. Very good game. But I don't think it worked as well with the first one. And that's just the way of happy accidents. And I think they should have just went, look, we got lucky, and let's not try and fucking put it through the ringer. Like, we the cunts that we are.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we're happy with that list, guys.
Yes, that's the video wrapped up, guys. I hope you've enjoyed that. We're into the real sharp end of this now. The top 30 awaits us.
This is where we go good.
Yes, the takes are about to get hotter, lads. So, but we will end this video for now. Tune in next time for the start of our top 30. By all means, if you want to argue the toss with us in the comments, you are more than welcome to do so. Because God, we need the views. So, until then, guys, see us later.
Some of us don't actually measure our worth based on our views.
Well,
but we definitely do.
We definitely do. Damn, that's so us.
Right, guys. See you next time soon. Woo! That's an ending.